Welcome out, gamers and gamettes, to this RGL.GG Invite Highlander Season 17 playoff game. We've made it through the regular season. Now only 4 teams remain in Invite, and we're here watching the second take on the third as we are here with Run It Back versus Squirtyay. I am Alto, joined by Zag to my side, Dolphin behind the camera. As always, Zag, how you doing tonight?
Doing good. Had a nice week off, in bed sick and ready for some playoffs. This matchup is interesting because I have a feeling that these two teams are probably closer matched than people would think. We haven't really... There's been a lot of up and downs for both of these teams. You know, Run It Back with a 5-2 record, but a really terrible showing in the last week of the regular season. Meanwhile, Squirtyay, they've been working their way up all season, so... A lot of the comparisons we have for them based on around other teams, transitive property, what have you, I wouldn't put too much stock into that. This match could honestly go either way.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that Squirtyay is a team that struggled mightily in the beginning of the season. Granted, had all their tough matches there, but at the same time, this is a team that has not dropped around since Valentine's Day. It's been more than a month since anyone's taken a round off of Squirtyay in a match. They had their troubles in the beginning of the season. You know, we watched them go 0-3 in their first 3 matches. But they've since come back to be 4-3, and they're actually tied with Rib in match points, even though they're down a win, because in all of those losses, they managed to take rounds and make it close, one of which was to Rib on Prout, back in week 3. Since then, as you said, though, Rib coming off a tough Steel loss to Froggyland, ultimately ended up not mattering in terms of seeding, due to them owning the head-to-head over Squirtyay, but we are here, both teams coming in here. I think there's a very even map pick ban here. Sometimes I see a pick ban and you're like, oh, that's not looking good, but I think we've got a real nail biter on our hands here, Zach. If you want to run through the maps?
Yeah, sure thing. Squirtyay opened with a product ban, followed by a steel ban from Run It Back. Not surprising considering how last week went. Run It Back choose Vigil for their map. I think that's pretty good for them. That's probably the most sure-handed map we've in the series. Squirtyay respond with Asheville, ban Upward, and between Swiftwater and Prout, Run It Back are running it back on Prout, since they did win that matchup in the regular season.
Yep. And then coming in, I mean, I think, there's a lot said about Chalk on Vigil. Happens to be pretty accomplished on that map, or so I've heard, so just off of the reputation alone, I mean, I think I've got to give it to them for the Vigil, maybe the slight nod there, but Squirtyay's looked good in the past few weeks of the season. I think that their Asheville against Froggyland was really strong. That was a 4-0, I mean, not even a close 4-0 in a lot of those rounds. So I think that I'd probably lean them on Asheville. I mean, yeah, I'm leaning both teams on their own pick, but sometimes even then, there's enough of a difference between the teams it doesn't matter. Sometimes a team makes some questionable decisions. I think, and then going to Prout, I mean, the two teams are 4-3 in the regular season. You come in now a few weeks later, I think both teams are probably going to be, a little bit more fully formed than they were in week 3. It's really anyone's game.
Yeah, we're going to be starting out on Vigil, which I think if you all Run It Back, you really need to win this one. It's not that you can't win on Asheville, but like you said, Squirtyay really destroyed Froggy on that map, and unless Run It Back have some strats or have some gameplay up their sleeves they haven't shown yet, I feel like it has to be like teams taking their own map picks here if things do want to go to Prout. That said, the avenue to a 2-0 is available if either team has, the practice, the preparation on these maps. Because let's be honest, this pick ban, besides like the Prout tiebreaker potentially, but even then made the Prout tiebreaker, you could have probably ran the series pick bans around, week 5, and this would be what you would have gotten. The team would probably know they're playing these maps forever in a potential matchup.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. Maybe Steel ban, the only thing I might question. I don't know if Rib knew their Steel was going to be as shaky as it was, but
even so, can you picture Squirtyay even picking Steel? So
definitely not. No, just may not have. Maybe Swift comes into a pick or a ban sooner. I do think it is a little bit interesting that Swift didn't get picked, considering that Rib did take a half off of Witness Gaming on it. I think that maybe could be asterisked a little bit. That match consisted of a Witness Gaming that did not look fully warmed up, losing that first half before they locked in and Rib kind of got shut out. But interesting that it didn't come into play, because a lot of the time teams will look at what other teams lost on, what they were able to take halves off of, better teams on, maybe for some guidance. But as you said, this feels like both teams really picked their maps, and I like that we have a payload followed by 2 Koth. so that whoever loses the first map can easily say, okay, well, we lost the stopwatch, just pull it back on the 2 pots.
Yeah, it gives that reverse momentum option available. But with the players joining the servers, we can go and run down the rosters on the side of Run It Back. Is going to be Birdo on Scout, Mako on Soldier, Leaf on Pyro, Mori on Demoman, Chalk on Heavy, Gigi on Engineer, Foxy on Medic, Poseidon on Sniper, and Jay-Z on Spy.
Over on the side of Squirtyay, it will be Yate on Scout, Dur on Soldier, Figsy on Pyro, Kira on Demoman, Dotwet Heavy, Pickles Engineer, Ray Medic, Scouty Sniper, Paharo, formerly known as Spoo on Spy.
And the first thing I want to look at in a match like this, where we have Vigil, the most tight stopwatch map in terms of playable area, followed by 2 Koths, I think the Demo Men are going to win or lose the series here tonight. The Invite Demo Man has been unique this season in that there hasn't been really one single Demo Man at the top destroying every Demo Man. It feels like no matter what match it is, like whatever day of the week it is, a different Demo Man would be able to drop 500 plus DPM, whereas another one will be struggling. And I feel like the Demo Man pool this season is very even. There's a lot of potential for, again, the pop-offs or just the terrible games coming from any Invite Demo Man at this point in playoffs. So I think whichever one comes out with a ton of momentum is pretty much going to be winning the game for their team.
And I think I'm so glad you brought that up, because I was thinking back to these 2 teams playing each other on Prude. And that match, I believe, was just a straight, each team alternated winning rounds to end up
based on whichever Demo Man had 500 DPM.
And in the first half, where it was 2-1 Rib, Kira was just not having a good time. One of the more poverty logs I've seen from a Demo Man. In Invite, Mori absolutely feasting. Second half, 2-1 in favor of Squirtyay. You could have, taken away the nameplates and you would have thought they were the same players, but no, it was Kira who ended up actually putting the lock and load in that one and then started popping off. Mori, on the other hand, not being able to get any ground, consistently dying anytime he tried to walk up. And then they were kind of even in the last one. So looks like we're going live here. As, I think the demos really are going to be the players to watch right there with, it's Highlander, right? Your scouts and spies are going to be, meaningful on stopwatch. You're going to see scouts on Koth, but demos, I think, really have to be the focus tonight.
Yep, and with that, we're going to be getting into the game. Run It Back starting out on defense, Squirtyay on offense. We can talk about the Demo Man as much as you want. It is Highlander. The trifecta is always going to be impactful. Although I do want to mention the flank classes coming into Vigil, when they were on Vigil here, where Scout doesn't take too many Ubers, maybe on second hill. That's really it, maybe on last occasionally. So I feel like this game, the flank classes are going to need to do a lot of fighting, especially with Vigil third being a big focus nowadays, where flank has to do a lot of work on cart. And I think that Dur and Yate versus Mako and Birdo is very... I don't know where to put my stock in that 2v2, especially because the engineers are going to get involved. But I really feel like impact is going to be hard to come by for the flanks, and whichever one can do it will be a real big boon to their team.
Yeah, there's no real clear-cut winner there. I think, and even like you look at the snipers, like Scouty strikes me as someone that's a little bit more streaky. Poseidon's, maybe not as high highs, but a little bit more consistent. Mori gonna find 2 with sticky traps right off the bat.
First at the playoffs.
Yep. Who opens this up well, and Jay-Z gonna find a stab onto Kira. Dies for it though, so you get the demo for a little bit of pressure, but you lose those comms. Foxy now really forward on flank right now. GG's got their gun pushed up on this flank spot as well. Saw a clip from Scrims back in Vigil Week of Foxy just getting air blasted off the cliff here. So,
yeah, that's Pickles was on the cast for that one, and now in the servers, so
yeah.
If anyone knows the call, it would be them. But here comes the Uber through tracks, exchanging over our both teams. Ubers are about even. The offense gonna have to back up first. Fox's Uber now gonna end. Yate the only casualty in that exchange. The rest of the class is trying to fight around this cart. That's kind of unique with that offense. We see Squirtyay just kind of stacking onto the cart and trying to get some damage down. Jump over from Dur. Almost gets Chalk, but Chalk and Birdo gonna clean him up. And Chalk gets another one. Pickles going down. Really solid defense so far from the side of Run It Back.
Chalk keeps baiting him in, gets arrows, finds Yate, taunts. And that's going to be another kill coming in. I don't think that Squirtyay has a kill yet. No, they've got 2 on Jay-Z. But they have not killed
the
2
spy kills.
Spy.
not how you dislodge first. And this aggressive first defense is working out very well for Run It Back. We've seen throughout the years, Vigil has been more often than not a give up first point for stopwatch, but teams leaning more and more into holding this point, and Run It Back doing an excellent job so far. Up to see 100% Uber on Ray, 90 on Foxy. Advantage is big. Can they find Foxy? Foxy's dead! 99%! The faster building pays off for Ray, and with that, this defense is going to fall apart.
Yep, I mean, ultimately you lose your med there, right? Foxy gonna cut up with probably 15-20% disad. You still do get 2 minutes off of first. So, whether or not that slight disad is worth it coming into second is, not a... There's no clear answer to that right now. That said, I think that was a pretty successful first hold. It could have been a lot worse. As Daisy coming in gets Figsy going uphill, Kira gonna get launched and airshot by Poseidon. Scouty peeking uphill trying to find anything, but that push will be stalled.
Yeah, Jay-Z gonna take down Scouty, so now nothing going. Without Demo and Sniper, you can't really make a play on that hill. Pickle's gonna go down to Poseidon, but other than that, defense is gonna be able to build here. Sentry Gun now level 3, 75% for Foxy, 65 for Ray, so defense will get their fair shot on second here. No snowball going to be rolling through just yet. And with that cart getting to the exit of the tunnel dirt, trying to push that one out, we should be seeing the offense line up for their Uber.
Great here by a lot. Foxy came in with 20%.
Banner pop. Ray's so low, forced to pop in the tunnel. Great rockets from Mako going to just force that Uber in, and the Uber's useless. It gets nothing. Yank going to try and run out with the last remnants of it, but gets chalk. That's one thing. Defensive heavy down, but that Uber force was so big for Mako.
Yeah, I'd even say retroactively that justifies the first hold. I mean, you spawned up with 20% disad, and yet somehow you built 30% faster. Uber's going to get popped out right here. Maybe they just felt a lot of pressure of everyone coming uphill. They are going to start
Ray, though.
Eating up kills, and yeah, Ray all the way gone, so that will put the Uber leapfrog into play right now. Scouty peeking uphill, Poseidon aggro as well, just going to dodge the SVS. No need to take that when you're
Jay-Z's calling his peak, exactly, so there's going to be no SVS taken here for Scouty. Scouty's going to have to try and push forward if he does one opening, but all 18 players back alive. Pickle's taken low by that soldier. Mako's been doing a great job building these banners. He's going to have another one very shortly. Remember, they exchanged the banner versus the Uber. They're on a cycle of that, which is exactly what you want your soldier to be doing. So with that, Ray, now this Uber advantage is going to come through 100% compared to Foxy 60, so there will be a good shot for Squirtyay, and they're going to go tunnel with it immediately, trying to pop Uber out and focus this gun.
Yep, Uber comes through. Kira looking to come in. Gets a lot of pressure on him. Leave GGM Poseidon all dead. Foxy only at 82. They did give up ad when they popped out there. Mori gets stabbed. Jay-Z caught. That is going to be second coming through. So, despite the initial troubles, they do manage to get an ad. And with that ad, they can push in. 420 through second is a little bit slower than you'd like, but
Banner
not
out.
anything you can be too upset about.
Banner out from Mako here. Going to pop that likely when they come in the corner. But look how aggressive Squirtyay is. Already up on
They
the
get the
hill.
Uber forced out.
Yeah, Uber and Banner out. Can any kills come through for the side of Run It Back right now? The answer is they get Dur and Figsy, but that's not all what they wanted here. The snipe onto the engineer will be the last kill of the exchange, but really good kiting out, and that's just another Uber thrown back in favor of Squirtyay. They're going to have 80% already to Foxy's 25, so Squirtyay going to have, again, their fair chance to go forward.
Yeah, note to anyone viewing, Uber leapfrogs are always bad for the defense on stopwatch. Never a good scenario. You want to have ad or be killing the offensive medic. Never actually being in that spot where you have this ad, because it just gives them the opportunity to really get the push if they execute. They're going right up track with it. Bigsy's going to be in the lead. Mori gets popped up, doesn't crater. They lose Durin Scouty on the flank right there, and that Uber's going to get them almost nothing. Birdo and Chop clean up in the post fight, so Pickles has flank control, but Yate goes down to the gun. It's still alive.
Yeah, Pickles wrangling it down, though. Pickles gets the central kill. This flank control might be huge. Uber comes out from the defense here, Run It Back, trying to get some damage. Ray, very low, and there's the sticky from Mori, taking down the enemy medic and ending the negative leapfrog. So here we go with the defense solidifying with Scouty back alive. That flank presence helps him get the kill onto Mori, but Jay-Z takes him down before long. Here comes Paharo trying to do some damage, gets the sapper onto the gun, but another banner out from Mako here to help the defense solidify.
Yeah, Rib showing a couple cracks, but for every crack they show, they've got two kind of people shoring it up. So that Uber being popped out there initially is a little concern, but they managed to find Ray with it, reset the leapfrog, they maintain
Look at
ad
this
right
underneath
now.
squad. 3 players coming through with the underneath tunnel here. Dawlet and Paharo trying to do some damage, but Dur, he's dead, taking down the enemy heavy. Mako does get taken down, so Devilman advantage goes in favor of Squirtyay. They almost have this cart with one air blast from Figsy helps get it there.
Yeah, they get that up. That is just a dry push. They're going to get Chalk and Mori in the meantime.
Figsy air blasted off. They had to cap it. And
yeah,
that's
so despite finally getting that Uber head back, they lose third to a dry push.
Yeah, really good aggression there by Squirtyay. Realized they had some space to work with, sent 3 through tunnel, had Figsy walk up tracks, and they just got the space. So with that, third gets capped up 622. A bit average, maybe a bit slow, but either way, they're getting it through eventually. Uber had by both teams just about here, so run it back, trying to build the sentry gun, trying to get players in place before this push comes in.
A lot of forward pressure here into Red Room for Chalk and Mako. Gonna just maintain this forward hold. You know, they have Jay-Easy calling up on flank. No sniper gonna really peek it. Oh, Dirt tries to jump Birdo, gets shut down. Not even a scratch on the scout. As Cart Time gonna get slowly pushed up. They're gonna use right into tracks here.
Yeah, gun just gets ranked now. Takes no damage. Paharo's the only casualty. I'm pretty sure it's been coincidence that he ended up dying there, but you know, no one else going down this exchange. Scout trying to run down some players on the cliff side, but he gets sniped. Scouty with a great pick there. And with Mako dead as well, the flank is over there for run it back. Look at that! Running up tracks is Dot Wet, shredding Mori, and Jay-Z dead too. That's 4 players dead in post.
Yeah, not even off the Uber, just off the sloppy position. They're gonna get the gun down. The enforcer comes in. This might be it right here. Dotwood getting up on the head glitch. It is code red right now for Rib as Dotwood is about to just get them this point. He's gonna get air blasted out the spot, but not enough bodies. Leaf goes down. Birdo's next. Cap's gonna come in, and I mean that's a pretty solid time.
Yeah, sub 8 minutes in the end for Squirtyay. Very doable on the defense, and that push at the end, that is so sloppy from run it back, quite frankly. They had no one lost in the Uber. They were up 9v8, you know, enemy spy dead, had everything they needed, and 4 people just bleed in post. Your scout runs out, gets headshot, your downman gets peeked on tracks. Like, yeah, sloppy positioning just cost them huge there. They get dried 2 points in a row, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, that's what exactly was a dry. There wasn't even an Uber came out. The enforcer was enough to take out the gun, no Uber required. I mean, your flank, you know, spontaneously combusts. Your demo dies to a solo heavy peeking tracks. I mean, that 3 is enough, really. Gun's gonna go down. You lose your demo there. You can't deny the tracks pressure, and you know, Squirtyay manages to execute. So, I mean, 748. Not if you put up that as a defense, you're saying, all right, yeah, we can beat this. No problem.
Yeah, it's a doable time for both sides. Definitely winnable for run it back, despite getting sloppy at the end there. But you know, they're good at first and third, or yeah, they're good first defense, second defense. Help them make up that time. So yeah, they're going to be trying to make this one and get that round win to open things up. Bit of a different defensive setup here. Squirtyay not going for the logs hold. He's going to be playing standard sentry gun. They have more players for on the cliff than is standard, but either way, with the sentry gun this far back, you are playing for back out.
Jay-Eazy's on Deadringer, got it popped coming out of spawn by a long-range rocket. Gonna delay his cross by a little bit. Playing up on the cliff here. So, and then heavy up is always guys who are gonna do a lot, or is a potential pick right there. Jay-Eazy gonna just dead ring out behind. Poseidon dead, but they find Pajaro, so no spy to call things like there. Lock and load coming in for Mori, so it's a little something to note. But more passive gun setup here. A little bit more forward pressure than we're used to. Look, Kira playing so far up on the card. Finds Chalk. Mako blows up on his own rocket, and they're going to start backing up right now. They got their frags. They're content to play safe right now.
Yep, Sniper SBS going down through the middle of the map. Scouty takes a body shot, will get healed up for now, but yes, no one's died yet on the defense here for Squirtyay. They're fine to just, you know, keep this backup setup going until they get pressure. But here's the pressure. They're going to just pop Uber, and the response is in from Squirtyay. They want to keep fighting. Birdo, Chalk end up going down. Big stickies from Kira, and they're going to keep going. A lot of damage being dealt, but they have to be careful. They do get Mori on the fadeaway pipe, and just like that, the defense gets every kill they need to stick around if they want.
Yeah, that said, though, they're going to start picking them up in the post. Mako finds Ye. Pajaro caught out as well.
Jay-Z.
Dotwood having gone down in the Uber. Jay-Z finds Kira, and Scouty cloaks in the classic spot. It works. It's a classic for a reason. And with the Uber tuned on first, that cap will be coming through in about a minute and a half. So slightly faster pace, but look how much forward pressure is into second right now.
Yeah, and 3 players are chasing Jay-Z right now. No one is watching the hill. Chalk is crested the top of the hill. He's going to shove the soldier off of the top of the hut, and there's so much pressure going forward, but the defense is getting some spawners. They're trying to hard the offense back into the choke point, and they will stabilize for now. The cart not even close to exiting the tunnel yet, so
they have Uber though.
Get to hold on.
Too.
Yeah, look at the medic here. Oh, and Ray dead. Mori finds the sticky on the base of the sentry gun to get that medic pick, and just like that, offense has more momentum. Cart hasn't stopped rolling, and they're going to get the second cap.
Yeah, that's a scenario where any meds in chat right now, if you're on defense, always assume you are going to be building 10% slower on defense, just because your players aren't going to be taking as much damage. You're going to be healing the same person more often. And Foxy and Squirtyay knew they were going to be, that's Rib, excuse me, knew they were going to be building a little bit faster. Popped when they had 85, or, you know, they had 100 to raise 85. Now just take it in, get the kill, and now suddenly this 2-minute per point pace has been obliterated. They are super forward on third. Big stab by Pahara on Poseidon, though. That maybe puts them a little bit of recontest.
Now with that 4 down, and this Demo Man is doing so much work in the choke. Mori gonna walk forward with the help of Leaf and just shred the combo. Kira and Figsy go down, and this defense has not gotten a chance to stabilize. They've been snowballed on immediately through third. It's only 3 alive. Ray 55% Uber. Foxy just has another Uber charge. They're gonna go in with it.
Yeah, Chalk getting up, trying to get up onto the head
Foxy
glitch.
dropped.
But ooh, Scouty finds the pick. That is the one thing they needed right here. Chalk getting ganked by Dawit, doesn't see him, goes down. Chalk will, or no, Dawit's gonna even stay alive in flying for the time being. Daisy picks him up with the Enforcer before going in deeper. But that is, you know, one way to stop the momentum, get that med drop. Otherwise, that could have been a cap right there.
Yeah, if they ended up popping Uber and went for the spawn camp, it could have gotten real bad for the side of Squirtyay. Instead, they will get a chance to set up. It's a 4-minute defense needs to come out from them, but at least they have Uber to do it. They haven't had an Uber since that delay on seconds, so you know it's a long road ahead. Not undoable, but they need to play pretty much perfectly from here on out.
Yeah, I mean 4 minutes again, as you said, doable, but not anything I would want to put money on.
They're getting aggressive. They don't have
aggro. They don't have aggro. They don't have Uber though, and that's actually gonna get the force out.
Yeah, the position that was really weird from Square. They walked forward like they wanted to pop in, but they looked like they were kind of deciding whether or not. But then Ray just took too much damage, and they said we have to go, and they ended up dropping Dotwet on the cart because they couldn't flash everyone in time.
Yep, and now that's going to be ad again. We've seen what happens when you give Rib Uber ad for free. They're going to take it right into Red Room. Scouting gets the kill onto Poseidon to open it up with a gun already taken. Kira caught out. Ray going to be next. Birdo fragging out right here. Couple kills coming back in on the flank side, but there's so much cart pressure that no heals. Dotwet on heavy, only at half health.
Look at the back. They're in the back. Shoots and rockets, distracting. Yeah, all angle attacking through Yate in the back, gonna shoot this NG off the cart. It barely gets up that hill, and Dawet's gonna get sniped, but the defense is out for now. They're only 4 up. What can they do against Mori and a beam? The answer is not much. Here comes a soldier jumping up. Great fight from Kira. Will trade his life for it. It's Yate on the cart trying to do what he can. Dip and dodges the scout, but Chalk gonna track him, and the offense spawners are too much. There is gonna be the capture for the side of Run It Back, and that's round 1 going in their favor.
Yeah, there's a really good play there just by Mori and Foxy to, when that kind of all angles attack coming in, they didn't say, okay, we need to all in this. They said, all right, we got the card up, just back up, stay alive. We've got shorter spawns. We have 4 minutes left on the clock, you know, closer to 3 by the end. We can repush this. You know, they didn't get caught up in that. You know the kind of like the fervor that happens when you get the cart close. Everyone's like, oh, no, just one more sack, guys. Just one more sack and we'll get it, I
the
promise.
W gaming activates.
Exactly, yeah. And they managed to break out of that. They weren't caught up in it. Said, okay, nope, just reset. We'll get it next life. And that's exactly what they did.
Both Devilmen having a really exceptional half, although Mori takes the cake in the end there. We saw him get, especially when they're snowballing from second to third, he did so much damage that completely locked Squirtyay out. Ton of work being done there. Poseidon as well winning SVS, I'm pretty sure. I need to check the exact number, but it really feels like Run It Back have the key classes performing, and they just look prepared for their map pick. I really don't think there's much else to say.
Yeah, Poseidon up 3-1 in the SVS. Granted, Scouty 2 med picks to none on
one of them was the drop
Poseidon,
where it didn't end up really mattering at all.
I mean, we said it was going to be the demos, and obviously, anytime you mention a medic, right, there's tons of factors that go into it. I thought that Squirtyay's Ubers, especially on defense, were just not good. You cannot just give that many free ads over to the side of Rib.
What was the Squirtyay Ubers like on defense? On first, they popped out. That was a good Uber. First, they had a good defensive Uber. The Uber on second?
There was no Uber on second.
Yeah,
they got caught out because they thought they were going to be even when they were actually 15 behind.
Yeah, and then third they didn't get a chance. And then last they had
third they gave
one
up.
Uber.
Third they gave up a leapfrog, ended up managing to hold it, and then got the kill on Foxy.
And then the last shenanigans.
But they lost the dry, and then last
missed position on last. Yeah. So what? They had like 3 Ubers, and one of them was good, one of them was bad, and one of them didn't really exist.
Uber, even though it didn't actually happen, because that was like not a solid combo play.
Yeah, the thing is, if you're building worse, you need to be able to realize that, and it's kind of like both a medic's job to track and a spy's job to like give the medic any information about what might be off on that tracking. If you're a spy, you should be calling the medic's uber charge whenever you see him, basically, and just let your team know what your pace is like. So that if you are that disadvantaged, maybe you can back up and play for recontest on cart. You know, maybe there's a play you can make even if you're building worse, but it just ends up with Squirtyay getting snowballed on. They really didn't have a chance on that defense to get set after first.
Yeah, which I think may be part of the reason why I didn't get a lot of time to talk about it at the time. I've seen most teams do forward holds on Vigil. I'm not on Vigil first. I'm not convinced it's optimal because we've seen we've seen it already once where, you know, the second hold they didn't have Uber to start with, right? And Vigil's second is a point where Uber is much more important for the defense than the offense. Even if you get an extra couple, 30 seconds on first, if you have to lose your Uber for it, you come into second, you give them the opportunity of drying, which is exactly what they did. Or in a situation like this, right, where offense builds faster, as offense naturally tends to do, they capitalize on that 10% ad, kill your med, and, you get snowballed through the rest of the map, really. So, again, not fully sold on it.
Yeah, it's the decision being made where they got a couple kills on their initial forward hold, Squirtyay, with their defense on first. They held out, and then Run It Back said, okay, to break this, we need to pop our Uber into them at tunnel. So that's Run It Back making that decision. They have to do that. Squirtyay have a choice. They can either back out tunnel or pop and fight. Backing out tunnel is the play to it's essentially your back out of first play, where you're fine with whatever time you've gotten, and you just want to play for second. But if you choose to pop out, you are committing to the defense on first. You need to get kills, you need to keep players alive, and you need to either get the enemy medic, or you need to make sure that you're not going to be put in a spot where you're at a disad on second. Because remember, on first, the offense is popping first, and they're building faster because they're taking more damage. So if you get leapfrogged that hard on first consistently, then that's something you really can't look to do, because like you said, second on Vigil is the big point. You need to be getting your Uber, you need to be getting multiple pushes out of the offense if you want your time to stretch.
Exactly. And I think another big thing too is that in that Uber, yes, initially frags were slightly in favor of Squirtyay, but they lost Dotwed right off the bat. Dotwed playing, he was playing forward on the the cliff head glitch spot, died instantly, and an engineer and a spy are not worth a defensive heavy because he's such a rock. And you saw that part of the reason why the Run It Back forward hold went longer is because Chalk was able to stay alive, kind of on the cliff by the little drop down area, getting arrows, baiting people into him, staying alive, creating a ton of pressure. And then that allowed them to get the kills, keep them, down in players. But once Dotwed was dead, it's a long time for him to come back in, and you have to be aware that there's no one stopping all that pressure over the hill. You height disad, you're in chokes, you don't have a heavy there. It's not a good spot to be in.
Yeah, and even then, surprise, surprise, that hold for Run It Back eventually ended when the Uber, they got lapped so hard, like by 10%, it cost them their medics. So that's always the threat whenever you're opting to play for counter Uber on payload defense. So if that's going to continue, we need to see these teams kind of adapt, realize what the actual win condition is. It's not, just pop and get kills, because then you're just going to lose to Uber disad next time the offense comes around. So you have to realize, we can get kills here, we can stall some time, but we need to make sure we can get the better holds going. And it is going to be Squirtyay on defense, trying to make up for what just happened to them. So what, they pushed in 7:45 about, and with 3 minutes left on the clock, they got pushed on in sub 5 minutes. You have to put up better than a sub 5 minute defense.
Yeah, that's sub 5 minute defense is not going to win you anything, anywhere. So definitely in agreement there. Gonna have to see more from them. I mean, it never felt like any of their holds really got started. Third was their best hold, and that's never a good sign.
Yeah, so Gate's gonna drop Chalk, taking the Fist of Steel out on the card. I don't see any Stickies getting any cheeky kills this time around, so the less important classes are safe for now. With this, Jay-Z going over early into the tunnel, they're likely going to make a combined sack play onto the combo, holding this far back. Jay-Z going to go to tunnel, actually. Pyro not looking at him.
No way.
Bigsy's just going to get stabbed.
That was the world's longest run-up, as he's going to gradually get chipped down by Gate with that pistol. Does go down, but Dur taken out as well, so despite some Daisy and Mako, that is 2 down for the defense. No real capitalization.
Chalk is
with
just
the Pyro.
running up.
The gun's gone, though.
Chalk is running up like he's strapped, just diving into tunnel to take space for his team. But yeah, instant backup from Squirtyay. They said we don't want to contest Uber here. We're just gonna play for second. So I think that's a fine adaptation to make. The first hold did not work out for you, so just play for what is a fairly consistent playstyle. And that's get your Uber on second and try to just make consistent plays. Here comes Jay-Z with a sap onto the gun, shooting it with the Enforcer. It's gonna die.
Yeah, the power, fixing the power jack doesn't matter as the exchange is going to happen. No ground at all gained by the offense, but they're able to just back it up. They're going to try to go for the repush right here. Figsy already dead. No one to air blast. Mako getting levitated.
Jace is in the back, just body blocking Scouty. He's going to go down. Gate's dead as well. A lot of kills going in favor of the offense. But look at the damage coming in. Foxy's dead. Kira does so much work, but he's going to go down to Chalk. Chalk over the top. We'll trade for Dawet. One player up. It's just Dur and a level 1. The sniper cap coming through as Poseidon's going to solo cap in the face of Pickle's Sentry Gun. That was crazy.
You mentioned Jay-Z there in the backline. Not only did he body block Scouty, he went in and got the stab on Ray too for good measure. So Jay-Z really coming up with a big pick right there. It's going to keep Foxy with Ad having died and getting those earlier respawns. Mako coming in with a big bomb, gonna force the banner out and stay alive.
Jay-Z, another one.
Another one onto Kira. Demo dead is a huge pick right now. Banner just about to fade.
Uncontested. Look at Shock submarining onto Dawet. The heavy difference from the underground. He almost got that scout kill. Great arrow gonna keep him alive, but the headshot's even better. Poseidon taking down Gate. There's nothing left. They have to leave. It's just another snowball straight through for run it back.
Shock on Vigil. What can you say? Man doesn't lose.
2:16, that's even faster than last round.
16 through 3 is a crazy time. I mean, I doubt they're going to keep it up, but that would be a 3-minute last cap, which at that point, you know, go next and start talking about Advil.
They're walking in the flank. They're going to pop. Run it back. They want this thing to end soon. Trying to spend the sentry gun will go down to the Jay-Z Enforcer. Yate kind of stalking around the corner, gets a cheesy spy kill, but walking on main, Mori is trying to do some big damage. He gets Scouty and Ray. Drops Ray. Ray dropped Uber to the demo solo walking main.
I looked flying for a half second, and then suddenly Mori just Control-Alt-Deletes the entirety of the Squirtyay combo. Not the entirety, but Scouty and Ray
just
both dead.
out the window.
Dead too. I don't know what the plan here is, fellas, but that is now Ad in favor of Foxy. Ray and Scouty just spawned. Huge bomb coming in, big damage, gonna help get the gun. Pajaro dead now, no stabs. Scouty taking shots from spawn, but getting forced back.
Banner out from Dur. Might be the same race. Yeah, Banner does enough damage since they're able to get some kills here, but it's a 5v4 coming through for the offense. Great reflect from Figsy. Gonna keep Mako down, and Scouty puts him down as well. Meanwhile, Poseidon headshots Dawet, and the Uber is up for Foxy. They're jumping in with the demo and the Pyro. Luke can right click and end the round. It's just Figsy on the cart, nothing going. Here comes the Scout, here comes the Engineer. Throw the kitchen sink, but the kitchen sink is not enough. Sub 4!
Zach, remember you said you needed not sub 5?
Yeah, I mean, this is technically still sub 5. So
they managed to be worse.
Yeah, they managed to be worse.
Not the line you want to be hearing from us. But I think at this point, you know, you say, okay.
Map diff.
This was their map diff.
At this point, you say map diff and go next if you're Squirtyay.
Yeah, this is not what you want to be. You know, you don't want to get too preoccupied in this one. It's their map. It's chalk on visual. Nothing you could have done. And it's like a natural
conclusion. Yeah.
Type of thing. So don't get too caught up on it. You know, and you start looking towards Asheville. I mean, now admittedly we've seen crazier, right? Not entirely fair to write it off as is, but
I think it's entirely fair.
If I was a betting man, then I no money on this one.
Shout out to Mako, 2 points. How do you even manage 2 points when his team was winning that hard?
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
I feel like those had to have both been destructions.
3, 2.
Well, they don't even do much. We have GG on 23 from pushing the cart the entire time. Birdo and Mori on 21. So, the only person above 8 kills on Squirtyay is the medic. Other than that, everyone's 8 or beneath. So. Yeah, one-sided round, or at least one-sided offense coming there, so it has to be the 3 minutes, 26-second time right now from Squirtyay, otherwise this one's the 0-2 quick one for run it back. Paro gets Poseidon, gets wrenched down, but Sentry will go down, so at least there's something going. With GG dead, no build can come up. Uber popped out on tracks to stall things out here, but with neither Med having Uber, more numbers advantage for the side of Squirtyay. With the spawners gonna be able to walk forward. Kira dead, but Cap should be coming through soon. They need it as fast as possible.
I think Cap should be coming through soon. Oh, Nega's gonna hit his head, jumping out. That's an auto bomb right there. Ooh, GG trying to pull the gun out of the forward spot, gets caught out by Dotwet, gonna lose his life and the gun. So, I mean, if you wanted to cap in sub 4, this is the first you gotta hope for.
Yeah, the
That
thing
said,
is
there is a decent ad on the side of defense here, so you gotta go fast. You need to go before Foxy gets the Super, otherwise you're gonna be very close.
Looks like they're going. Dotwet's out of tunnel. Almost gets the kill to the scout, but can't quite find it. Will end up going down to the sticky bombs. Jay-Z dead to Pickles, so 8v8, but without that heavy, that's just so much HP you don't have walking out of tunnel. They're gonna end up just buffing their players. Defense has the Uber. Foxy gonna right click that one as soon as they can. Baharo, desperate decloak, easily gets killed, and there's the banner for Mako.
Yeah, that's gonna put a lot of hold on this momentum right now. As they're looking to maybe try to do something out of tunnel. I mean, someone's got to make a miracle play happen here. Dotwet getting whipped out, gonna be the one trying to go for something.
Immediate
gonna
bomb.
find more. They get the Uber force down, and it's not on anyone. Leaf dead as well. Dotwet will trade, but you got the banner, the demo, the gun, all that work that the frag's gonna come back in though. And actually, the Uber must have gone up over hill in the meantime and not found too much. But
Baharo.
that is
One on Foxy.
Ooh, there's tons going on right now.
Yeah, Kira needs to dislodge Chalk here. Chalk gonna walk forward. GG is dead, so no sentry gun can get put back up. Minute 35, and this should end up being a second cap with Chalk dying. They are gonna walk out of tunnel. It is technically possible. You have to perfect snowball third here, though. If you get stopped up at all, if that cart rolls back down the hill, you're thinking this one's done. But, you know, they do have 9v2 right now. It's just Foxy and Leaf. They're trying to build this Uber, but Ray does have a notable advantage. They get stickies on the shutter, which they do. This one might still be possible.
Mathematically so. The cart, I felt like got held up a little bit there.
It is a long
Yates
piece of
jumping
track.
around too much. He's not min-maxing perfect cart time. See that drop off the time the one occasionally. He's running around on it.
Big
But,
kill to
I
Poseidon.
mean,
Leaf
get
dead.
this. You'll have 45 seconds to push last or so. It's exactly the type of forward you need. I mean...
Spawn on the cart, kill the scout, that's
jeez,
huge!
That's huge!
Yeah, killing the scout is massive, now it's a ×2. They're not gonna put a third player on it, they definitely should. Yeah, there will be a player now going back.
×3. They know they're going to have one shot at this Uber. They need to find a drop onto Foxy, get the gun, and just, you know, remove the entirety of the defense here. 30 seconds left. They're going to go for it. Uber popped in.
Baharo dead instantly. That means no sap on the gun. Durr can't get anything. Just gets wrangled out of the sky. GG gonna go down though to the headshot, so Sentry Gun is susceptible, but with 15 seconds left, there has to be a constant push. If run it back, just sack on that card, it should be a win. That's exactly what they're gonna do.
Yeah, Leaf staying alive for so long in front of that card, gonna help clear it out. Ray will go down. And a valiant effort at the end there, but Squirtyay gonna find themselves going down 0-1 on this map as we move to Asheville.
Yeah, I don't know how much I want to actually say that was like a really good effort in the end, because yeah, they did have good pushes, but how much of that is run it back, just saying, guys, we don't have to fight for anything, just wait till the card gets to last and jump on it, because that is always the win condition with that time. But either way, if you're Squirtyay, you're not too happy about how you played on Vigil, but again, you've put it out of your mind. You just need to go to Asheville, win that one.
You got double cough left. Screw this stopwatch nerd business. I'm gonna shove someone in a locker and out DM them on mid.
It'll have to be the out DM on mid. It'll have to be the out DM for the rest of the series, because yeah, Vigil was just not their cup of tea here tonight in the face of Run It Back. And with the 2-0 start, 1-0 map lead in the series, Run It Back a map away from the upper bracket finals.
Yep, I think though, as the teams switch over, we might take a quick 30-second break. Dolphin, if you can get that queued up. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back, gamers and gamettes, to this RGL.GG Invite Highlander Season 17 playoff match between Run It Back and Squirtyay, where we just saw Run It Back take a dominating 1-0 on PL Vigil. Chalk got his Vigil and he got his dub. As we now move on to the Koth section of this match, which is Squirtyay's pick here, so they have to look to turn it around right now, or else they're going to go down to the loser's bracket. If Rib is able to win here, they will lock themselves top 3 this season at a minimum and some of that juicy prize pool. So we move now into Asheville. And Zag, how are you feeling coming into this?
I'm feeling pretty optimistic, to be honest, because even though Squirtyay kind of just got stomped all over on Vigil, I think this is their best map, or at least a top 2. And I think that if they are going to take us to 3, it's going to be on Asheville. This was always going to be their pick if they had it available to them. And based on what we saw in the regular season in their match against Froggyland, I feel like they have the map figured out more than the average invite team. So I think they definitely can win this one. It looks like, as predictions are rolling in, a lot of people kind of rolling with that. You know, Squirtyay are favored by some. It's getting close, kind of flipping back and forth, but I do think this one should be competitive, if not Squirtyay favored.
Yep, worth noting that, again, they did go 4-3 on Koth in the regular season just in favor of Rib, but even then, that was alternating rounds. No one won more than, no one won 2 rounds in a row. It was just Rib won the first round, and then they alternated it from there. So, easily could be anyone's game, but I think, Zag, how, after seeing what we saw on Vigil, what kind of classes are you looking at here on Asheville? Given the performances we've already seen.
It's kind of hard to say. I think both Element have been playing well. Neither of them have had their collapse moment yet. Sniper's been in favor of Poseidon so far. So I think that Scouty, he might end up doing his thing where he tries to just avoid the SVS and kill everyone. So if he can do that, I'm sure it'll be plenty impactful. I'm kind of looking at a lot of the less, unknown classes, or, classes you expect less out of, like Engineer and Pyro, because Pickles has been a very good Koth engineer. I think if you're going to compare all engineers to how they play on Koth, where sometimes you just need an engineer to take the shotgun or take the Wrangler and go make space. And I feel like I see Pickles do that more than most invite engineers, so I think that'll be a pretty big help for Squirtyay because they do need to be able to take space from multiple angles. It can't only be Kira, it can't only be Scouty killing everything.
Agreed, yeah, and I'm personally, I want to see Paharo do a little bit better. Not some of the best logs we've seen from him on that Vigil. Moving into Asheville map, he's got a ton of experience on. I want to see him be in there, getting more key picks. Felt like the only Spy's name we were really saying on Vigil was J-Eazy right there. Whether he had a lot of deaths, but also got a ton of kills, which, on a Spy, you'd take that trade any day. So just want to see him do a little bit more, and then I don't think Scouty came out as big as he would have liked to have been otherwise.
Yeah, but Koth is his chance, so.
Exactly. Zag, as we go into mid here, I want to put you on the spot. Quick pred. What are we going here?
Let's go 4-3 Squirtyay. I feel the 7-rounder, honestly.
Alright, I think I'm going to go 4-2 Rib. Feeling that they have the momentum right now. Mako, aggro in onto Ramp. They got a lot of damage on Kira, but Scouty coming up, as we said, winning that SBS onto Poseidon.
That mid's over. Mid's just over.
Doubles up onto Leaf, and yep, that mid's over.
Well, Squirtyay is showing why they picked Ashford off the bat. That is a flawless mid from them, only losing their Spy, and they're just going to get the capture up instantly. Silver lining is that, run it back, still have Foxy. Uber is going to be about even. J-Eazy gets caught in the back line. With that, cap on mid comes through for Squirtyay as their timer starts ticking.
Yep, tick it will, as they got to get set up right now. We're going to wait for Foxy to get this Uber. No,
Scouty's on the roof.
Sack, yeah! He must have just surfed that up there. I don't see a telly unless they built it, but no, he's already spammed out and killed, so that's actually going to be a really good pick for them walking in. They can play a lot slower here, and Poseidon from Shutter finds Ray. This is going to be a free Uber coming in, clear off the point. They're likely going to call lower his grave. He manages to trade with Mako before going down, and that will be the cap coming back in. Just over 30 seconds off the clock for Squirtyay off that mid.
Yeah, that drop was huge from Poseidon. He actually got a really aggressive peek on bats where he just ran out onto fans, hit the quick scope, gets the drop. Great play by him, and now with that, Foxy gets to continue Uber advantage. 50% for the run-it-back medic, right? Only on 15, so likely will be a dry sack play coming in, either a dry push or a sack play coming from Squirtyay here to try to get some space back. Time going to tick away from them in just a second here, so we'll see what they want to do here. No one's really set up quite yet. We're already on 50%. They might end up drying. No time for sacks.
Scouty out onto
Ray's low. Ray's 1 HP. Nearly gets killed by the scout on the opposite rooftop. And with J-Eazy getting a 2K onto Dur and Kira, they just have to back up. Spy on Ray. Can't hit the revolver shots. Ray gonna be safe.
Yep, losing a med there would have really put, a big dagger in this round for Squirtyay right there. Just they're already coming up close on Uber. Losing a med at 80 plus always stings. That said, though, they still really haven't found any openings here. They got one stab on a soldier. They will come up
they
on
have
the
Uber.
Ubers right now. So, gonna have to see what kind of exchange
Here's
they can pull
low.
out. They're gonna
Wait,
try to
that
pop early and
pockets.
save Chalk.
Yeah, they are just going to save their heavy, and Chalk going to run straight into the shutter. But look at this, Uber now coming in behind Chalk, and Chalk just left out to dry. Kills Figsy, but that's not really a worthwhile trade for that defensive heavy. And just like that, Uber or Point looking to get flipped. Neither team has charge anymore, but they're trying to run back out on bats.
Foxy just ran into Shutter.
Yeah, Dalwet with that medic kill, and they're going to clean up the rest of the players over here, bat side. Cap back in favor of Squirtyay here. Yate on the 7K. He's dominating so far.
Yeah, big performances by him, and I mean, Poseidon had the med drop, but Scouty's managed to pick up some kills here and there as well. You know, now they're gonna have the clock coming in. Once again, the ramp raiding party coming forward. Durr hitting up low, not gonna get the arrow. Will go down.
No Uber, just full drive, but Mori's dead to a headshot immediately, and Yate 2 more kills, 8 and 9 on that scatter, and jumps the enemy bats, and Scouty another headshot. So, you know, the Highlander trifecta coming in huge so far for Squirtyay as they're going to maintain control of the point. Spawn advantage is in favor.
Durr and Kira all dead, so with only the sniper holding up here, there's an opportunity to drive.
Oh, Chalk
Paharo,
eating a sandwich.
Finding Chalk eating the sandwich. Likely going to get gets cleaned up by Birdo eventually. That's a 5-3 for Birdo, but time going back in favor of Squirtyay here. They managed to get Kira back up. But Poseidon, yes. They go jumping forward, going to get the Uber popped out.
Yeah, heavy Uber coming through. Figsy gonna get a flash fight, air blasting these players off the point. Will stall it out for now, but they're trying to find some kills. Poseidon taken down. They're gonna find that kill with Mori getting shredded by that heavy. J-Easy Leaf to go down as well. Numbers looking great for Squirty here. Foxy drops off bats, but has to run right back. Durr still in on bats, doing some damage, but will get taken out for his trouble. Just doing a lot of work, a lot of distraction in that backline. Sub 1 minute on the clock left for Squirtyay, and with neither med close to Uber, this one's looking good for them.
Yep, Chalk already aggro on the boxes right here. Hasn't been called out yet. Gonna go for a peek. Get some good damage onto Kira. Forces them back into Shutter. Sticky's coming in. Fixie gonna hit the reflex. Daisy just run across with that revolver. They're gonna find Paharo, but tons of frags coming back. That is
Dalwet's
basically
doing
a
so
combo
much
down.
work underneath. He killed Mako and Chalk just playing submarine heavy, and he doesn't die for a long time either. Will finally get taken down by Leaf. But with that, now 100% Uber about to be here for Ray, built slightly faster than Foxy, so Squirtyay going to be able to hold this one last bastion with the Uber charge. This round is looking super good for them. Sat coming over from Mako, wants this force, one rocket will get the force.
Yep, Mako just gonna stall out. Knows that getting that force did his job. We're gonna come out now. They find Ray trying to back out of Shutter. That's gonna be a med dead at this point, likely gonna go over. Stick still on Shutter. That not actually gonna find anything. They need to get caps on here.
Air blast.
Ziggsy tried to almost just pulled the round, or locked the round up.
Guys, cap it. Guys,
Gotta
cap
get
it.
Durr's locking them in. They get finally the scout gets on it, but that mini gonna be wrangled, forces the corner cap, and then under the delay. Scouty finds Foxy. The Uber ad is gone. They might not even get this point. The spawners are back in.
Yeah, and Durr's still such a nuisance in the backline. Takes out Birdo. Scouty, 3 more headshots. Throw him on the board. 23 points, topping his team as they take round 1. Squirtyay on the board early here.
Do I think it changed who won the round? No. Was that embarrassing that they managed to let the full combo respawn because no one was willing to stand on the point? I think that was the best look from Rib right there. But Squirtyay definitely proving why this is their pick.
Yeah, so much pressure coming out from everyone. The wrangled mini, the sniper, just laser beams on that bats, helps them, herd, run it back into the corner, and just like that, 1-0. Mid-fight part 2 coming up. Mako goes over the top, and Ray's just dead to lock him in pipes. Look at the other side. Kira does so much damage. Who needs a medic when you can kill everyone? It's a full ace instantly, despite losing their medic for Squirtyay.
Control point is being captured.
I mean, a lot of the times people kill a med and say, oh, we got the med, push up, take the advantage now. No,
it's the rage spell.
It's the reverse. You say, okay, we got their med, back our med out, give up the mid if we need to, right? Like, to make sure we keep that advantage, don't get over eager and run in, because killing a med in the moment only takes off, 24 heals per second? Not actually that much of an advantage in the,
just do more than 24 damage extra a second. So, with that, Dalwet just gets shredded.
Exploded. Trade with Mori, though, so, both teams missing a key class right now. See, Paharo gonna get called out in Shutter.
He should still
Sniffed out by Chalk. He gets the kill anyway. Poseidon, though, gets the SVS onto Scouty. No defense.
Paharo has a lockdown.
The wrangled mini plus Paharo, can they find anything? No, and Poseidon's gonna pick up Yate while they're at it. Cap time slowly coming in. So after about 50 seconds, it will be Cap going back over to Squirtyay.
Yeah, Poseidon making space there, winning an SVS, giving his team some room to work with. So first cap of the round coming through for run it back. They are at even Ubers, both meds 100%. Jay-Z caught out, can't call the combo rotations, but Birdo will be on the roof seeing the combo classes in just a second. How do they want to trade here? But Birdo just gets headshot off the roof immediately. Shutter Uber coming out from Squirtyay, counter Uber from run it back to solo into Chalk. Foxy is staying in very late here as Dalwet is submarining, but with Yate and Dur going down, there's no flank presence for Squirtyay.
And Dalwet going to be called out right there, but Pajaro collapsed. Poseidon able to stay alive. Jay-Z helps the sniper out. Pick class 2v2 right there. And he stays alive. They're going to keep all their players up. Dalwet going, Jesus, he just got chipped down by the kitchen sink coming up from lower. And that will be the point held. Time ticks in favor of Rip right now. And they maintain Uber at butt. Chalk getting a little aggro, keeps the cheddar, a little bit greedy. Finds himself getting his head taken cut off.
High bomb from Mako here doing some damage. Will back out of dodge in the meantime. Rest the combo for Squirtyay rolling out in front of Shutter. Looks like they want to try to go bats here, but Foxy already on 70% Uber charge. Not nearly that much coming through for Ray. They will drop onto point through fans, but the damage is enough to make run it back up. They will gather together, get that Uber charge up, and try to recontest, but they're a bit too slow. They're going to get out of Shutter now, but big air blast, big heavy minigun going to be hurting these players backwards. Yate and Dalwet going to go down. Stalling for now is this Uber charge, but it runs out. Can they keep the kills coming? The answer is yes. Ray goes down.
Finds Ray on
95.
Oh, big kill. Scouty, though, Shutter at bats, finds the shot onto Poseidon, so they don't have point yet, and ooh, that pipe's going to hurt Kira, but are they going to have to follow up? I don't think so. Looks like the cap's going to go back over. They waited for Ray to spawn up. That said, ad for Foxy and time ad right now for Rip. They're looking to try to even this round up if they can execute.
Yeah, the minute ad definitely is going to be huge for them. They do have a 50% Uber ad as well here to work with, so just grouping up on bats right now. They're likely going to wait for this Uber. Leaf dead instantly, so no Pyro to help them out in the push. Cross map rotation coming from the Soldier, trying to bomb that sniper. That's a huge bomb from Mako.
Ray's dead. Finds Ray again.
It's like his third medic pick this round. Yeah, Shutter. As the rest of the hit scan gonna flood in, clean up these kills. Dur, Yate dead, Pickles dead, Chalk getting all the kills in the cleanup. Will lose his life for it, but the rest of the players are chased down. An instant capture recap coming up for the side of Run It Back. They have the Uber, they have sub 1 minute left. This round looking in their favor.
What's great for them is that they had the ad, but they didn't even need to use for it. They were able to get it without using, so now they have the Uber for the defense. Ray dies, so they're only at 25 right here. It's going to be a lot of time before they can get an Uber here. You're going to have to either run a sack wave or some kind of really forward drive push. Here comes the sack. Kira coming in. Foxy is forced. Figsy in on the sack. Going to get that right there. Yay, Kira, Figsy all dying as part of that sack, but Ray safely back in spawn. Now a 40 or so % ad for them, as they'll have enough to get Uber before we hit overtime, but time dangerously in favor of Rip right now.
Yep, and Scouty's still dead, so Poseidon has free reign. Birdo on a 6k, showing Yate he can do it too, as he stands on top of this roof. Mako's been doing these bombs off of fans to get damage on the Bats players, and I really, really like it. It's being such a nuisance, as only 8 seconds left on the clock. Chalk does go down. That's a huge opening for Paharo to find. Bombing onto this ramp is Dur. There's a lot of flank presence now onto the run it back combo. They're going to rotate up to bats here. Bomb in, forces the Uber. Mako does so much work and gets out. He will die in the end, and Jay-Z gets 2 cleanup kills with that revolver. It is a recapture coming up for Squirtyay here, but with full Uber disad, after they wait for their spawners, can they hold this for a minute and a half?
It is exactly what they needed right there. Just let them get the cap, get the force off, give yourself ad, and now you have overtime. Just need 1 cap back in to win the round. Make sure nothing happens to Foxy, get the Uber off, and the cap really should be yours.
Yeah, they're just going to pop early out of Shutter. They don't want to risk anything going wrong here, but no targets even available. 0 damage being dealt in this Uber charge. Bats rotate is out, but Scouty dead. Jay-Z finds 2 on his decloak. Mori is traded, though. No Demo Man means that Leaf will have some area to go forward here. They're just walking onto the Bats, trying to do some damage onto the ramp, and a lot of players going out from both teams. It's a 5v4.
Finds Ray again. Same shot in Shutter. It keeps happening. And Durin, who is that? That's Jay-Z are behind right now in lobby, going to help stall things right now. But so long as Ray's still dead, all this damage is sticking. Durin's going to go down. I think Scouty's going to be next.
7 players, they have to sack onto it. A cap is all Run It Back needs. They're going to stack this point. They get so many kills. Mako gets 2, Jay-Z gets 1, and they're going to get that capture. All tied at 1 apiece there. As this one heating up, you know, I predicted the 7-round game. I think it's possible with how these teams are playing.
It might not be 7 if Ray doesn't stay at it. You saw a little bit more.
That was I think 4 deaths to Sniper in that round for Ray. It was 3 or 4. That's way too much. Something needs to be done about Poseidon here. Because Scouty, he did win the SDS in round 1. In round 2, kind of got dominated. Just insta lands on the sticky.
What SBS was. It's just when, you know, you're getting so many med picks. It was... Poseidon got 3, I think. Must have all been in that round. SBS was 3-3 too. Way more kills for Scouty overall, but a lot of those are on Pyro. So, you know, how valuable are they really? That said, Scouty going to find the opening shot onto GG. Birdo's going to be next, but Poseidon wins the SBS. So numbers disadd, but you're up a Sniper. You can play around that. Jay-Z, or the Pahara, excuse me, going to be caught out as well. So Poseidon, you have to get some free shots off right now. Peeking
Chalk
Shutter.
is diving into underneath. He barely makes out with his life. He steps, but Darwin, he's diving. He wants the heavy play, and they're going to trading. Yeah, Ray dead. And see, Poseidon walks out a Shutter, gets the headshot, and they're just really not aware of these Poseidon Shutter peaks. It feels like he gets the headshot every time.
That was the second time he peeked it.
They're trying to sack for the counter Uber, and they do get
the
it.
Force onto Foxy.
1
HP. Almost a drop right there. But yeah, no, Poseidon went in, peeked Shutter, took a shot. I don't know if Ray didn't notice or just said, oh, he's not going to get another one off. No, he just ran right back in and took shot number 2. Didn't miss that time. You know, giving an invite Sniper 1 shot, sometimes it's got to happen. Giving them 2, you're usually going to regret that.
Yep, and now Ray only on 35%. It is actually even Ubers, as Foxy didn't get to build until quite recently. So that's a 99 once Figsy gets back up. Time taking into the side of Run It Back here in just a second. Poseidon still scoped up from the secret tunnel. Any picks he gets are just so disruptive. Ray apparently died in spawn. Yeah, Mako. Used to it at this point.
Spawn camp coming through. Ray not having an enjoyable game right now. The meta torture chamber really coming through right now. Scouty gonna go down to a mini. Not sure
they have
where.
The sack for Foxy here.
That would have been, yeah, they do. And I mean, despite again winning from all 3 mids, they're now finding themselves down again on time, down on Uber. Pyro gonna cross behind unscathed, so that could come into blossom into a pick in 10-15 seconds. But for now, they need to find some kind of advantage. Jay-Z going down to start.
Yep, and they're going to Mako as well. Poseidon will trade onto Dawa, though, dominating the enemy heavy, not letting him play the game on cost. He's still hard scoped. He's still a huge threat. Paharo dead as well. It's 77 as the point is under duress. Now, Scouty going to drop onto the crates. He wants a headshot so badly, but not able to find it. He will lose his life, but the Uber is out here for the side of Run It Back. Squirtyay 95. Ray doesn't look to be under any threat here, so they will get their first Uber of the round.
Not a fan of them popping Uber when the enemy combo's at 95 and you have no method of killing the med. That said, though, they're starting to micro to them and Shadow. They're still dead. They're still down.
Hey, Chalk isn't dying. Chalk is just living on the enemy side of the map through the entire Uber and doesn't die. They can't do anything. They don't have any classes that can focus him.
Oh, it's so close. Gets the rocket right as he trades out. Mako finding a second touchdown of the game onto Ray. Definitely a game to forget right now for Ray, as despite that strong first round, Red is really starting to, you know, show their strength on this. They adapted to the plays. They've identified Ray clearly as a weak point, and, you know, no heals. You're not going to find an easy way to beat an invite team without that.
Yeah, still hasn't charged at all. Foxy's having a 70% ad again. 10 seconds after spawning before healing. That cannot happen. Someone has to go back for that medic. But for now, it has to be a sack, has to be a dry. They will find Chalk immediately, but Poseidon, another SDS went up to Scouty. Jay-Z being disruptive in the backlines, will lose his life for it. Poseidon dies as well. Durf finally shutting him down. So now the point collapse coming in. But Ray's just dead! Birdo on the roof with a pocket pistol. Ray really has been in the medic torture chamber the entire game.
At this point I question how much of it is protection, how much of it is Ray, how much of it is just a mental loop at this point. But Paharo does find Foxy. That will be the first med death, I feel like, equalized on this point. They will get the cap. Does kick into overtime, leave just going
they can't get it.
Happens. But they're going to find kills coming in on this sack. Bigsy, Kira, and Dawet all going down.
Big headshot onto Chalk.
Might be it right there. No one else is too low, and everyone else is fine enough. Poseidon not able to land any shots.
Ooh, gets the pack.
Jay-Z coming in, not gonna fight anything. Goes down right there. Couldn't manifest the Ray pick this time, but Sticky Trap on the Shadow finds Dur, so that's at least one they could potentially push off of. but still 2.5 minutes to hold in overtime. Things are looking like this first half is going to go in Rude's favor.
Yeah, silver lining is Ray is alive for once and has Uberat. So there is some play that Squirtyay can make here to continue holding this. They need to not lose out on too many players. They already lost their spy with Mako going over. He does so much damage and Ray dead again. What do you expect?
What, is 95 the closest? Did Ray even... Has Ray
They
even
had one
dropped
Uber.
yet?
They had one Uber and there was one where Chalk stood in the middle of their team then.
Right, they did get the Uber there. The one Uber there, and that was of debatable.
And it's over.
Yep, coming right back in.
Well, Ray was probably alive for 25% of that round, maybe? That may be highballing a bit.
It's rough.
Yeah, that is the most consecutive deaths I've seen on a medic in Invite playoffs,
Ray
maybe
had
ever.
12 deaths that half. One, two,
Yeah, exclude round one. Exclude round one.
four. Only 5 in that round.
So how many were in round one?
Round 1 had 2.
So 5 and 5.
5 and 5, yeah. Which, not... And I mean, you compare that to Foxy, who had 4 deaths the entire time, of which 2 of those were in the round that they lost. So, you've got Foxy going 2-1-1, Ray going 1 or 2-5-5.
Check the SVS for me.
SVS is Scouty 3, Poseidon 5.
Okay, Scouty's doing the thing again where he's trying to ignore the SVS as much as he can, and he is doing work. 24 kills, near 475 DPM. He's getting kills, right? If he's not comfortable with the SVS, that's what you want your sniper to do. That's fine. Meanwhile, Jay-Z has 22 kills top fragging his team. So he's not even going for Scouty. They apparently just don't think Scouty is actually contributing that much when Poseidon's still able just to find medic pick after medic pick.
That, or it's that they're putting so much protection on Scouty that Jay-Z says, alright, I'll just go where you guys aren't. And, I mean, Jay-Z, interesting kill spread. I mean... Four counter espionages, 5 on the demo is really big. 3 soldier, 3 heavy, 2 pyro, 2 NG, 1 med, you know, just really stabbing anyone he can find. Poseidon, meanwhile, hyper focused. 4 pyro, 4 heavy, 4 med, 5 sniper.
The 4 class kill spread, that's the Zagron kill spread.
But with pyro thrown in there, that's the interesting one. You'd think you'd see demo in there, but I mean, Poseidon with the 4 med picks. And I want to say all 4 of those, I think, were like back to back to back, it felt like. 3 of them were. 3 of them were.
Shout out to Dotwet, top deathing his team with 400 DPM on heavy. He's been in there, I'll say that much.
Classic lament is that there is no space made statistic in the logs. Foxy,
and
by the way, I want to just highlight 1537 heals per minute, plus everyone except GG and JEC getting above 10%. You love to see it.
Yeah, really solid play from Foxy there.
The family heal spread.
And, you know, across the server, like, we can't say it enough, really. It is so hard to win Koth when your medic dies 5 times in a round. Like, that round is so chalked. You got a single Uber in that second round, what, 1 or 2 in the I guess in the third round, 1 or 2 in the second round. It's just Squirtyay don't get a chance to really do what they were doing, and...
Stop putting in chat, this is actually a nightmare scenario.
What, being down 2-1 on Asheville?
Oh, and I think...
It's pretty bad for them.
Help beat Witness on the first map, by the way.
Help beat Witness on... It was Product, right?
Lenny went 81 and 21 and lost.
How? That needs to get VOD reviewed by somebody.
Where are the diffs? It's a pyro diff!
There's no way.
That's it!
There's no way your sniper goes 81 kills on you lose.
I don't know. I don't
imagine
know
the
if
world.
Can get those logs up, but oh, that's a.
Imagine the somebody help winners finals this dimension.
Lenny does 659 DPM over 7 rounds and loses.
Oh, at that point, I don't even know
The
how the rest of the
SBS
playoffs
was
goes.
17 to 3.
17 to 3. How do you win Product without having a sniper? And the enemy sniper is God.
They.
No, that has to get VOD reviewed by someone. There's no way. I wish I was watching that match.
Biffle had 10 kills more than Pablo, and American had 19 more kills than Melon, and those are the only two double-digit frag differences in favor of Help.
4, 3,
American is a beast, I'll say that.
This
But-
log is an anomaly. I
Yeah,
think,
that's
are
a
we
cursed
live?
log of all time. Yeah, we're live.
We're live. I'm still in
Okay,
awe
because
that...
this match right here, let's zero back in on this match. Ray needs to not die 5 times in a round, and then they can win. Whether it's Ray positioned better or they protect Ray better, something has to change. Otherwise, it's a one-way ticket to the loser's bracket for Squirtyay.
Scouty
doesn't want
mode
that.
activated, pulls up a double right out of the shutter onto the sniper and the demo. That is going to be... Here's another thing to keep track of. This is the 4th round. All 4 mids in favor of Squirtyay.
Yeah, they have one every mid, haven't they? It doesn't feel like it. Well, now they have a medic, they have the mid, so we'll see if maybe halftime changed something, you know? If you are run it back, you're keen to just keep doing the exact same thing you were doing in those last 2 rounds. It was working flawlessly, you were uncontested the better team, and you had so many ways to win the round. So we'll see what they get going to here. They have Uber, so they're just going to look to walk out of shutter. Poseidon's going to be looking for the headshot to look at Ray in the shutter, and they are just going to pop immediately.
You have exchange happening right here, but way better positioning right now for Squirtyay. They are just going to maintain that up, get kills on Dur and Pajaro in the middle of that, but Chalk going to get nuked the second he tries to push up onto the box. Then Mako finds Pickle. No. Oh, Mako's in deep right now, in lobby. Pinching
Big
around on
damage!
ramp!
Big
There
damage!
is Kira and Ray. First one of the round. Mark it down. That
Death
is...
number 1.
Ray
on
got
the
an
board.
Uber this time before dying, so...
Yeah, they got an Uber.
Improvements, but Mako just deep undercover on a solo mission. Perfect collabs coming in. You have to know, though.
Yeah, it's a solo soldier too. No one else was even in.
Back there.
Yeah, no one else was even in except for Mako. That's a 2K that shouldn't happen if you are Squirtyay, but you know they'll have to deal with it. At a pretty huge disad. This is a sack timing. They should go on it. They have Pajaro in behind, so looks like they want to. He's gonna walk in a ramp, but just gets seen immediately and taken down by Mako. Poseidon winning the SDS once again versus Scouty, and they just don't have a position to sack. They're gonna just lose their demo man to a sniper, so pretty much nothing happening for Squirtyay here on this walkout.
Zach, I just realized Dotwet saying the nightmare scenario isn't just them losing.
It's
losing
playing
and having to
Witness.
play Witness.
Oh god, that's a 4th place waiting to happen.
Oh, that would be... If Help takes each Witness twice in a row, then I don't know. I won't know what to say to that.
Help championship favorites in 2024? Who would have thought? But that's what we're staring at right now.
So
Is
with that said,
Yes.
Reaper coming in. Uber popped out at the shutter here. They're going to chase this up. Uber forced on that. They kite back out shutter, but the kills going largely in favor of Reaper. Now coming out even, actually. They're going to start losing more and more. GG and Birdo dead too now. So too many players caught out on that aggro. Uber, Ray, and Foxy both alive here. But, you know, it's just going to milk more time. It does give up the point, though, and now likely going to be the time going back in favor of Squirtyay.
Yep. Importantly, Ray alive. Medics have even Ubers. Reverse bomb going to take down Mako, so he can't kill 2 people in the back lines yet. Scouty just instantly headshotting more on that shutter is going to buy his team a lot of space for now. Are we going to see a dry push? But with Poseidon getting that kill, we definitely will. Scouty not able to look down the sideline. Headshot from Poseidon. He's just going to stare down this sideline and be such a menace. He's going to go shutter now.
Pajaro on the back is invisible, though, not getting caught
And
out.
you pick?
Just dodged the flame. Nope, J-Easy caught out, so no spy. Scouty's going to be back up soon, if not already. So, not too much capitalization.
Uber for
not
both
off of
teams.
that. Uber popped out a shutter, though, and they're going to find Dur to start with.
Chalk versus Dawet and Under about to pop off. In the meantime, no one else is even fighting. Mori out in Shutter will end up getting out towards Secret, so we'll keep his life for now. Chalk stuck on a mission, will get taken out by Scouty. Bomb from Mako over the top finds a lot of damage, but no kills. Goes down to Scouty. Dawet on a 5k, showing his dominance, staying alive underneath, as now point still held by Squirtyay. They have a time lead, they have even Ubers. This is their best position since round 1.
Yeah, this is, as you said, I mean, Ray's only died once this round. That's exactly
no
what they
SBS,
needed.
3 in a row.
Poseidon, though, winning another SBS. As you said, Mako trying to come and get some damage in, but Birdo's going to be the one who's dying. Chalk gets wrangled down, and in comes in Pajaro, caught out in Shutter, that will go down. The mini's dead. Looks like that's going to be Cap coming through. Cannot deal with the
They want to
sniper.
contest with Uber. 95 for Ray. They're playing on the side.
Ori
Big
killed by a
reflect pipe.
reflect pipe.
Yeah, they don't have to pop because of that. No Doorman spamming them on their entry. That's just a free defense coming through. What is this Uber? Wait, they right-click for
That
nothing.
screams accidental pop.
I'm like, Poseidon was on bats, I guess, but are you really popping that? I guess you are. If you've been tormented by Poseidon like Ray has, it kind of makes sense, but either way...
That's a trauma force right there.
That is a trauma force. It really is.
That's that full Uber now on the side coming in. Mori's already going to get dropped in this Uber, though. They need to start toggling the Uber for cap time. Fox doing a good job hitting. He's toggling it on and off. Make sure they don't end the game with people on point. But headshot onto Chalk and take him down.
Look at Dawet, one-man army here, getting the beam. Gets one, gets taken out by the scout. Here comes the soldier out of shutter, but blasts all the way back. Ray doesn't die. That's a huge pack to find, and you know it will be the cap up for Squirtyay, or for Run It Back once they get their spawners. But it is overtime for Squirtyay. They have Uber Ad. They can win this round very easily.
Yep. They just need one more cap, and as you said, Ad coming in. So you see Mako playing forward. Maybe they try to get a force right as they walk out of shutter if they're not already using high bomb. Going into bats, not really gonna find anything but a mini right there. Pickles and Jay-Z both gonna go down.
They need kills right now.
On point. Foxy at 90 though, so watch that.
Look at Dawet! He gets the heavy kill, he gets the double kill! The box play is huge and they get the force on the Uber out. It's just 4 players alive on the point to Run It Back. They will stall this for now. Ray will go down in the backline. Mako finding another medic pick, but how much will it matter? The spawn advantage is in favor of Squirtyay. They might just keep sacking out here.
And there's already going to be Dirt coming in on...
Mini sentry.
So let him fire. Jump coming right in. Foxy
gets 2.
Jump.
Almost gets 3.
The
No.
fancy feet staying alive with the cap coming in. Jay-Z not able to
get on it.
Stab. Chalk too far away. Foxy not going to be able to pass the pyro.
There you go.
Squirtyay tie it up.
2-2. We might have a game on our hands here. Might have a series on our hands, as halftime does wonders there for Squirtyay and Ray's stat line. Only really 2 deaths to soldier. Did anyone else ever kill Ray? I don't think so.
I think it was the 2 deaths to soldier, and that's about it. So clearly the halftime fixed their issues. And remember, they have not lost a mid fight yet either. So coming into this mid,
look at how
already
aggressive
super
Yate
aggro
is.
from Yate getting in. He's in lobby. Mako finds Scouty, but they're 3 dead. Maybe that 3 gets broken here.
Yeah, get Shock and Leaf on the back up, but aggression being answered in kind that time by Spray. Soldier again, Mako, good reflect by Figsy. Keeps Ray alive with the revolver, Jay-Z in the back. Easy cleanup onto Ray. Another death off mid-fight for the Squirtyay medic, and this time, there's no silver lining of winning the point.
Every time, Zag, I see it a little bit on the inside.
What, the soldier in the spine is getting 3 rockets
the
off?
revolver kill, because what do you do as a medic? Oh man, yeah. I dodged, I surfed the rocket, my pyro hit a reflect. Oh, nope, so I did 100 damage in 0.7 seconds. From behind me. Excellent.
There we go, and Foxy with now a full Uber advantage. The first mid-fight of the game being won by Run It Back there, and they're going to look to turn this one into another round lead. We'll see if they can do it. In the meantime, probably going to have to hold against some aggressive play out of Squirtyay. Scouty's on the crates on bats, trying to find angle. He wants Chalk really badly. Has him in the sideline. We'll take down Jay-Z instead, and GG. With that 2-man out, they're going to sack forward. Easy Uber.
Oh, second one is right on them right
Great
there.
flashes. Everyone almost died.
Really good flashes to keep everyone up there. Lots of low combo members, but they do stay alive. Ray, though, on 80%, but the time decently in favor of Rib right now. Could it be even more so by the time Ray gets Uber and they eventually cap this? So you're looking at almost a minute and a half off the mid.
Yeah, they also got Poseidon in that sack, and there's no teleporter up, so he has to take the long way. Scouty, uncontested, gonna pick off Leaf. And with Chalk and Mako going down, you have to imagine this fight's gonna be over before it starts. If you all run it back here, you want to force this Uber if you can, but really no one has any space to work with. In the back line, there comes Dur, takes down Foxy, but Jay-Z gets the drop, both medics dying. It's a disaster for Squirtyay. That was pretty much a free capture if your medic doesn't get backstabbed, but now they're gonna have to wait for the spawns and then get the cap with this ad.
Yep, it's another 10 seconds over, plus now Foxy
gonna have
Easy.
Please turn and walk on spawn.
That was on the telly, I think.
Stabbed him in front of when he walked on the teleporter. But either way, please look at your corners when you walk on a spawn. This is Team Fortress 2 101. Pub players do that. But just with that, it's Foxy, another Uber ad, and point with time advantage this far in favor of Run It Back. It's hard to imagine them losing the round.
Oh man, VGB stopped naming and suddenly the art of the spawn camp was forgotten. But the random spam just gonna come in.
Yeah, he jumped into the back line. Yeah, that was
Foxy
a
goes
good
down to a rocket. Dawit picks
sack.
up 2 on the chip.
Okay,
Huge
well.
damage from Kira. Scouty gonna finish it off with 2. That was just alright.
I'm gonna start
We're
a
not
voodoo
messing
shop to sell my cast of curses. It feels like they come through potent, but yeah, just immediate flip of the momentum here. It is time disad still for Squirtyay, but with this Uber ad, they are able to play. Maharo gets some nice counter espionage there, saying Jay-Z will not do that again to my medic, but you know, with that, there will be a lot of pressure coming forward onto these ramp players. Chalk and Poseidon get melted. That's a really great play by the Squirtyay combo to recognize those isolated players.
Yep, and I mean, they're almost at a point where a few more seconds and they're going to even up the time. So despite that great hold off of mid, they still have Uber Mako behind on Bats. Going to get the pack, actually. They end up winning the 1v1.
He does. Someone has to chase him.
Likely going to get yet one more shot, takes him down. But still, faster spawns for him coming up there. Pajaro in the lobby. Going to need to get a good pick here if he wants to really keep this hold iron tight. But Poseidon finds Figsy. No Pyro for the air blast.
Need Uber.
Sack. Yep, they're going to go right in. Can't deny any space.
Yep, Figsy and Pajaro dead immediately, but Jay-Z and Mori get dropped. Big headshot.
Shutter right as it closes. Huge shot. No demo for replay.
Counter one from Dur, doing a lot of damage onto Bats. These players have to back up, and Chalk just peeks the shutter, dominated by Scouty. You know that's going to happen if you're the heavy, but you had to take space, so we'll end up going down. Everyone is on Bats right now, 4 run it back. They're going to walk off it. GG sacrificing himself, but for not. Jay-Z as well, barely gets out with the dead ringer. Poseidon trying his best, but headshot not enough to take down the heavy. 45% for Ray, 65 for Foxy, so there is an ad here. With 45 seconds off the clock, they need an opening, and Poseidon gives them one.
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, that said, even with him getting the kill, I do feel like Scouty is really starting to heat up. You mentioned he was streaking in the lead-in, and you're starting
He's getting
to see him
revolvered
streak
from
hot
Secret.
right now.
Yeah,
That's it, they are flooding in. Pajaro gonna just get caught before he finds Chalk, but Scouty takes out Mori, so no demo there gonna be huge.
Bats rotate 95%. Are they going to try to stall? The answer is no. They're just going to keep their players alive. Jay-Z in the backline. If he finds a medic, it would be potentially game-losing, but we'll get chased to spawn. They have Uber. They're ready to go. Jay-Z dead. It's an 8v9 in favor of Squirtyay. They are just going to... Oh, they don't want to pop yet. They want to make sure this is perfect. It's 19 seconds on the clock, but they are bleeding time at the moment.
Chalk so forward. Going to get a really early force. Chalk is just a fungus right now. Walking into Shutter, that air blast really... heads up from Figsy to make sure there's no
kills are everything right now. These players are stuck barrels. Kira can do so much work for Kira. 1 HP taken low. Scouty taking over, getting the headshot to Mori. That's 3 double picks in a row, I'm pretty sure, from Scouty. And with that, they're able to take control of this point. Chalk left out to dry. Another kill for Scouty. Mako trying his best. Last effort. Gets Scouty. Takes down the Menace himself. But with that cap coming forward, it is 15 seconds on the clock. Neither med will have Uber until overtime if it comes through. So it has to be a last-second play from run it back to just sack it.
They do extend Scouty with that. He's still not up. Dawit, such a nuisance here. Gonna kite back out. Super low. Gonna eat the kills. That stays alive. All the kills going in favor of Squirtyay. That will be round number 2 of the half, 3 of the match. Squirtyay put themselves on map point, and they're forcing themselves off the map.
Yeah, really solid recovery by Squirtyay there. After the disaster that was the last 2 rounds of that first half, you kind of felt like momentum was eating at them. You know, maybe a bit of tilt was starting to set in with your medic dying 10 times in what felt like, 6 minutes? 7 minutes? But bringing it back together, realizing, guys, this is our map pick. Our medic spontaneously combusted 10 times. That was a freak accident. We will win this map. We will take it to 3. And only 1 step away from doing that now with a 3-2 lead.
Worth noting that even in that 2-0 half, deaths were still 5 for Ray to 2 for Foxy, but when you have Yate going 9-3, Scouty's 19-7, and Dotwet 17-6, you have people who can cover for that happening.
Yeah, Dotwet was huge that entire half. I watched him submarine so many times, get 2 kills and live. Like, that is crazy. So much space you afford your team. I mentioned, you know, it wouldn't be only the Highlander trifecta making space. You need to see some of these other players, and Dotwet, you know, taking charge, taking that matter into his own hands over and over again.
Scouty actually lost the SVS for
yeah, I'm not surprised.
No med picks, but 5 demo, 5 heavy. That is girthy.
Yeah, Scouty is the only Highlander sniper I've ever seen who intentionally avoids SVS as hard as he does, where it's just not a priority. It doesn't look like it's a priority for him. Like, sometimes you're forced into it with how snipers like to take the same angles on Asheville. You know, if you're playing defense on point, chances are the offense sniper's going to peek you from bats. And you'll lose that SVS sometimes, but it feels like if he doesn't have to take it, he doesn't want to, and it does work for him. So, you know, keep doing it. 500 DPM, doing work.
exactly. No one's gonna say that they didn't do what they needed to there. So coming in now, it is map point for Squirtyay. So they win one, we move on to Prude, where it's a rematch of week 3. Rib needs to take 2 in a row here. Squirtyay really starting to warm up, I feel like.
Yeah, and we did see Run It Back win their first mid of the match. Funnily enough, they lost the round, so clearly that's not the only thing that needs
Squirtyay
to
tech,
change.
I'm thinking. Squirtyay tech. Win mid, lose round.
Yeah, I'm just looking up and down these logs. I mean, you can look at logs all day, but the reality is it just feels like it was a different Squirtyay that showed up to these last 2 rounds than the previous 2 rounds. It feels like even if their medic did die, the deaths were less impactful. The rest of the players were able to kind of make up for the deficit. We saw, like we're saying, Scouty and Dotwet making up a lot of that deficit. So if your playmakers continue to make plays, you will win Asheville. That's just how the map works. It's a very DM kill-heavy map.
Yeah, and when your sniper is getting 5 demo and 5 heavy picks in 2 rounds, that is crazy. To have that many combo picks, I mean, you'll see 5-5 and like a 3-1, much less a 2-0. That just means that, and I mean, you called it at one point. It was 3 in a row onto Mori, and when you just never have a demo man, you can't push the point.
Yeah, no damage coming in. As we're 1 round away, potentially, from going to the map 3. I wonder how that other match is going. We were shocked at that match at the halftime, with the news of the health product win.
I haven't seen anything new come through on that, actually, in the past 20 minutes or so.
There's an update.
No,
There's
Swiftwater
huge Lenny
just
news.
uploaded. Witness Gaming just held for 9 minutes. That's a good call. Okay.
Dolphin just told us that Help got hard held on Swiftwater first, or like after first. So they capped first, and they got held on second.
Lenny, after going 81 and 21 and losing, drops 22 and 2.
That is an Andrew stat line. I'm getting flashbacks.
765 DPM.
I'm getting flashbacks of getting held 750 DPM Andrew on Upward First in Gold playoffs.
Yeah, you don't bring that up. Thank you. Lenny's saying 81 and Lenny's saying 560 DPM or 650. Not enough. We're pushing the 700s.
I mean, he has to apparently, otherwise his team loses. So that's it. Wouldn't Swiftwater have been the help map here?
It would have.
Yeah. So
you're seeing it, Zag.
The trade
classic.
That match is hilarious. Imagine if have we ever had both round 1 playoff matches go all 3 maps? That's something someone has to look into. It normally doesn't happen, because first normally rolls 4th seed.
Probably. I feel like that's happened at least once. The question is, have we ever had both second seed? Have we ever had
both
the
lower seeds win?
That's
That's definitely a no.
Did that happen in the QD season? I gotta check.
Go ahead and check, because for now we are waiting on some reconnects coming through from players, so thank you all for being patient. We're going into the last half of Asheville. Overall in the series, if you are just tuning in, overall in the series, it is Run It Back leading 1-0, winning Vigil 2-0. We are on Asheville, map 2, Squirtyay's pick, up 3-2. Map point, they only need 1 more round to take us to Prute, which would be coming up next. But if it is 2 rounds coming in for Run It Back, they will end things here with the 2-0 sweep, move on to upper bracket finals. So, a lot on the line.
It did.
4 and 3 seed 1.
Yep, Refrigerator beat Cuties 2-0, and Memento Mori beat K&D 2-0 in the 2 versus 3 seed.
Well, there you go. Would not be Highlander history, but still a rare occurrence.
I'm trying to think, would Refrigerator beating Cuties still be a bigger upset because it was 2-0? I feel like Help over Witness has to be the bigger. Even though they've already won a match against them, the fact that they're going to do it when Steel, that they would have done it when Steel was banned. I mean, they still haven't won yet either.
It's so hard to tell because this isn't the same Witness that won last season. Like, yeah, some of the players are still the same. Maybe, like, the team's mindset might be similar, but it's really... You wouldn't, on average, call, like, the defending Highlander champion team be like losing to the somebody help stack in week 7 and be like, yeah, that can happen again. That's just abnormal.
Twice in a row, yeah. Once on Steel, you know, that's gonna happen. We've seen some pretty crazy good on Steel, but.
Yep. We're into half 3 on Asheville, though. Gates have dropped. Teams have rolled out. Same team colors. Scouty immediately headshots Mori. Make it 4 in a row. A lot of frags coming in favor of Squirtyay as they're looking to win. Then what is this? 5 out of 6 mids coming through.
I think so, yeah. 5 out of 6 is looking like it.
Fox is dead.
Sure, chasing in deep, finds Foxy in the back of the left lobby. That is going to be a huge pick right there. And Squirtyay saying, we are going to fruit. Nothing that Rib can do to stop them.
Yep, easy mid comes up. 5 out of 6 mid wins for them, and Ray alive means 100% Uber advantage. The question is, what will Run It Back try to do to bring this round back? You gotta imagine the sack is coming in. Their sacks have been fairly good. You know, I feel like they've forced Ray more often than not, so like we want to try that. But Ray already playing back towards Shutter as this is the first pause of the game. Kind of late, but we got it through.
Yeah, I'm thankful that if we've gotten this much Highlander through without seeing a pause yet. Dolphin, do you know if we've got any idea why? Rib pause.
By Rib. Keep in mind, 90 seconds in the future means this round is still actively going, so on a Koth, it's hard to imagine that being attack on a Koth. But maybe they do just because it's lose one round and lose the map. We still need word on if it is a mid-round attack, which is technically legal, or a player's connection issues.
What do you mean technically legal? It's absolutely legal.
Yeah, I know it's legal. I don't like that there's no rules defining it. I think there should be a time limit on the mid-round pause, but there isn't.
I can see that. Yeah, and then you have one tack pause and another pause per, like, the players or whatnot.
Yeah, there's also technically no limit to the amount of times you can pause in a round.
I thought it was once per half. Well,
Is it
once
once
the
per
other team
half?
agrees.
Okay, well, if it is once per half, then at least there's that. But
Yeah,
there should be a time limit.
Yeah, you're allowed one pause per half, more if the other team agrees. Oh, we're
Instant
done
pause.
through, so probably not a
Yeah,
tack
probably
would
someone
be my
reconnecting.
guess.
Yeah. As back into the round, still lead for Squirty here. They have this Uber. Here comes the sack in, trying to force Ray. Ray is so far back out towards the shutter, so sack not coming through. I really like that positioning from Ray. No sniper to ruin the day either, so it is a hold for now.
Yeah, I felt like that was the first sack that Squirty really was actually like on top of, where they knew it was coming, Ray was able to play back, get out of dodge, and not like, you know, where Ray's still by barrels. Because that's never a good sign if your med's at barrels during a sack, because it means you just weren't aware that it was about to happen.
Yep, so now Uber up for Foxy and Run It Back. They're going to look to get into this round with a cap of their own. Mako going high, doing a lot of damage, ends up taking the mini as Uber is popped out from both sides here. Exchanging on point, no one has died quite yet. Shock taken low, but gets that for now. Foxy, very low, 1 HP, but out of dodge to the pack until Scouty eats the headshot on the way out. So Uber advantage in favor of Squirtyay. You have to sack if you Run It Back here. You get kills, and there's Poseidon making one back.
Yet finding Ray, it's been a while, but it's happened again. He's gonna find Scouty as well, but he pretty much traded all of their lives to get those 2, now 3 picks, including one onto Gate. But it does give Foxy about 15, maybe 20 ad by the time Ray starts healing, so a bit of a window. But they're already down more than half the time.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 minutes on the clock before they can get out here. Poseidon opens things up onto Kira. There's the pause in real time coming through, so it is going to be likely the first cap of the round for Run It Back here, unless some of these players have anything to say about it. It's just Dot Wet and Dur out, but Dot Wet taken down, so cap likely to come in. If you are Squirtyay, I want to see some players actually sack into all these guys on point, because you're not going to push until you have Uber anyway, likely, so either sack the remaining players or just regroup. It looks like they're going to choose to regroup.
Yep, they probably know they have a lot of time right now. They need to start, you know, playing frantic and maybe get caught up on a pace they don't want to be in. Mako playing a little bit aggro and Shutter, gonna get some splash damage and hit Kira, you know, decently low as we see pause
Another
number
pause?
2.
It must be someone having connection issues.
I saw them change the server password, which... Oh, nope, Yate just crashed in this time is what we're getting word of. So this one's definitely a player reconnect.
Yeah, let's look at things from the perspective of Run It Back right now. Foxy has Uberad first time all around. Ray 65 means that they're likely just going to sit and build. Like you said, big time lead. They don't need to do anything too drastic. Get this Uber traded out. One thing to be aware of is Poseidon uncontested on the point right now. Scouty hasn't been one to take the SVS from Bats, opting to go Shutter most of the time. Just look for a pick to give his team a way in. So if you are Run It Back here, you're hoping that Poseidon can start turning it up, because Scouty actually won more SVSs so far this round, I think. Maybe it's like 1 or 2-0. Not that much, but either way, Scouty's been doing pretty well. He is on bats right now. He probably will stay on these crates just looking for an overextender, honestly. I don't think he's going to take SVS.
Chalk is dangerously close to peaking right here, and I feel like he is someone who's not going to respect the sniper standing on top of the box sight line, because he may not know it exists.
He's been using it all game, so I get the feeling they have to know it exists. The question is, do they respect it in the moment? And yeah, I see Chalk peaking this. If he does go down, it is huge. Because they would now not have an heavy.
Always such a big kill to get. It almost always leads to a point going over sooner rather than later, because it's just so much health taken off the map.
As for the rest of the players, are any spies in position? Looks like the answer is no. I don't see any opposing name tags in the opposing backlines, so pretty much just going to be a fight of the snipers finding an early pick, and then once the build comes through, it's going to be Squirtyay going for it.
Oh, Pahara just spawned and Jay-Z's dead, so. Do you remember what time we were at, as far as Rib's time on the clock before we paused?
It was, I think, around 2 minutes, maybe 2:20-ish, 2:15 to 2. Either way, they have a lot of time to make up. It definitely is over 1 minute still to make up.
Yeah, so probably probably just about a minute over where Squirty is at right now. So, again, with the Uber sitting here, you know, you either have the option of maybe trying to go for something forward, although with Jay-Z dead, that seems like
they have no one on ramp either. They only have players on point. They can't go for an aggressive play. If they had players on ramp, maybe, but they have nothing. As Unpause is through. We'll see it. Yeah, Scouty just sitting on these boxes waiting for an overextension. It will be Poseidon peeking in, and of course Poseidon's going to win that SVS. Right at those peeking. And with that, now they're going to pop into Shutter with no sniper watching their cross.
Yeah, but can they find anything? Birdo runs down Ray in the back of lobby. When you have a lot of time, you need to make up, that's exactly what you got to do. Get those aggro Ubers in, find good kills onto the med, keep that Uber at and keep snowballing it. So they do so once, but they still have a lot of time left on the clock here, but they're going to really help to even it out with that.
Yeah, and it all starts from Poseidon, willing to take the SVS and getting his team that advantage to push across the point with. So with that, now Uberad, does it get, yeah, it's still in Foxy's favor because of the kill onto Ray. So they're going to look to defend the point. Looks like they want to rotate out though, as a lot of pressure coming forward onto Shutter. Jay-Z gets lit on fire. We'll have to retreat for now. The 6x stack on point will get the cap back in favor of Squirtyay for now, but instant recontest off bats is coming.
Yeah, and I mean, with so little time left on the clock for Squirtyay, they're going to have to, so I'm actually retrying right now, Zag. Just getting back in. We see 150 left still on the clock, and actually Foxy got stabbed. Went down.
Yeah. Bahara found a 2K on the bats.
That could be map winning.
Yeah, that likely is map winning, because now Ray, 95%. It's a full Uber advantage for Squirtyay on this defense. They have the point, they have the Uber, they have everything they need. We'll see if they can take this one across the finish line. They just got to walk it in at this point with how many ads they have.
Yep, I mean, at this point, I mean, we say disaster a lot. Look how far back Ray is right now. There is no one near them at all. They're going to start getting the capture, but it's just going to bait out the Uber. Mako playing close, jumps off of bats.
They need kills.
Not even really able to deny it too much as the jumpers are all coming in. That said, Kira and Dur trapped on Rib's ramp right there. Those could both be kills. They're both slowly burning out too.
Mori's doing a lot of damage to Dotwet, has to back up, and with Poseidon backing them up, they can't beat the point. Yep, and there's Poseidon still headshotting onto Dotwet. Heavy can't do anything. Pigs gonna go down. Bomb in! Dur, one-man mission, takes down Foxy. If the previous medic pick wasn't around winning, this one's gonna be.
Dur was maybe 1 or 2 fire ticks away from dying right there. Keeps his life, able to run into lobby, get the pack, rebomb, and take out Foxy. I mean, Ray on 40, so they're going to need to manifest a kill onto Ray. They did it in the first half and they were winning. They're going to need to kind of find that magic again if they want to keep this Asheville alive.
Soldier Spy 2v2 happening on ramp. It will be Mako getting out with 1 HP. If he can keep his life, it would be huge. But there's Scouty winning an SVS against Poseidon. That's the opening that they need, but doesn't come often. Jay-Z dead as well. No pick classes to worry about. This should be a walk-in for Squirtyay.
Yeah, Mako in fast, but gonna miss a little bit onto Ray. Gets taken out. 9 versus 5 right here. All the kills going in favor. Foxy gonna get taken out by the headshot. Paharo echoes onto Chalk. Lots of red health on the side of Squirtyay, but it won't be enough. Mori finds one, make that two, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The under wrap around a little too slow, and we are going to Prude.
Yep, 4-2 overall is the score on Asheville. Squirtyay winning it with some space to spare. You know, those at this point, after we just saw those 2 rounds, I'm willing to call the 2 rounds they lost as, like, you know, free back-to-back occurrences. Where if your medic spontaneously combusts 5 times in a round, it's hard to win. When it happens twice in a row, you're feeling like the most unlucky team in the world at that moment. But are able to stabilize, win every round where that doesn't happen, and you know they tie us up at 1 apiece.
It's hard for me to say fluke occurrences when it's happening that often. Then you get to a half and they fix it afterwards. I don't know if I would say maybe it was a freak occurrence in the start, but you know there was a systematic issue with protection on Ray they were able to fix during the halftime, and being able to make mid-game adjustments is always a thing you want to see out of a team that's competing for invite placement.
Yeah, and they're proving that they can compete right now with that win. So we are going to be going to Prute after a short break. You guys can take a look at the logs, the correct score guesses. We'll be going to that break right now. Don't go anywhere. You won't want to miss the final map of this match.
Welcome back, gamers and gamettes, one final time this Monday evening. I am Alto, joined by Zag to my side. We are moving on to map 3 of Run It Back versus Squirtyay here in Invite Season 17 playoffs. We saw Rib come out strong on Vigil. Chalk got his map. That was a quick 2-0 before Squirtyay turned it around. Fell down a little bit behind early on Asheville before swinging back for 3 straight rounds to take a 4-2 on Asheville. And now we move on to Prute, where the grudge will be settled. Rib having taken this map 4-3 in the regular season. We now move in where Squirtyay are looking for their revenge to knock Rib into the lower bracket. Rib looking to maintain that higher seed winning streak and move in to the upper bracket finals. Zag, how you feeling moving into this last map?
I'm feeling like there's a lot on the line here, because even if on the other side of the bracket, Witness Gaming still end up winning and, you know, somebody help can't pull off the upset, this is a very weakened Witness Gaming from what a lot of people are expecting. So I think the upper bracket match is very winnable. And going into grand finals with map ad is absolutely massive. So I think this match has so much on the line. All of them do. This is the most competitive invite playoffs we've seen in quite a while. And I think that rematching their regular season match that ended 4-3 is pretty much the best way we could end it off.
Agreed. And we saw that one was a total back and forth, as we've mentioned earlier. Just, you know, no team won 2 rounds in a row. Rib won the first round, Squirtyay won the second, and they alternated back and forth until Rib pulled out the 4-3. But if they played 50 rounds at that point, they would have gone 25-25. So I think we've seen Squirtyay improve over the course of the season, more so than I feel we've seen with Rib. Maybe I've got their steel loss too fresh in my mind, but I think I like Squirtyay right here. I didn't think I'd be saying that much this season after how they started, but I feel like they're playing with mojo. They're still winning even when Ray is doubling the other med's deaths, and it's not even looking that close either.
Yeah, you have to keep in mind that even though Vigil was a 2-0, the Koth is what we're looking at, the previous Asheville, where we really did see Squirtyay kind of come into their own towards the end of the season and in that map, both. Like I said, Ray doesn't even have to live the entire time. They have players who can do the work for them. They have Scouty who can drop kill after kill. Dawet makes tons of space. Kira can get so much damage out, which we saw him do on multiple points on their regular season match. So I really do feel like Squirtyay does have a lot of avenues to win. That said, I really have to say I feel the same way about Run It Back. You know, Poseidon has been dominant in the SVS the entire game. Prute is it's a very important your sniper takes the correct angles, because like one sniper in the right spot will deny an entire lane of traffic on this map. It's like halfway in between Asheville and Product and how Sniper ends up playing. I think there's just so much work that can be done.
I think, though, I might have to lean Scouty here, because this is a map where so long as you play the angles right on the little roof and you get protected, you never have to take an SVS. And outside of the SVS, as we saw in Asheville, Scouty has been absolutely killing it, losing SVS, but just racking up the combo picks. And all Scouty needs to do is just keep shooting Mori. I'm not sure Mori's learning.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if he ends up staying out of those sniper sight lines, because I do remember that was a problem when they played in the regular season. Another thing I want to talk about is Pruit is a map that Soldier can have so much impact on, from fighting on flank to bombing onto the enemy hut on mid and just shooting down at a combo. I feel like we've seen Mako play really well pretty much the entire game so far, the entire match. Durr's had his moments, but I feel like Mako's consistency has been very high. I think he can do a lot of work for Run It Back on this one.
That is true, yeah. I feel like Mako's the one who's consistently kind of pulling out these, like, wait, he shouldn't have got those kills onto Ray. And those are the kills that really will win you games. I mean, admittedly wasn't enough to win them Asheville, but the 2 rounds they did win, he was finding Ray just as often as Poseidon was.
Yep, as we do have a 60-second warning until the game goes live. Predictions have been up for you guys. A lot of Run It Back favor. I think this one could go either way. I'll start. I think it's 4-3. You know, I think we're going to run back the same scoreline as the regular season. Do I think it is flipped? It's hard to tell, but I'm going to put my money on Run It Back here.
And I'll put my money 4-3 on Squirtyay right here. I like what I've been seeing from them. I've been a doubter all season, and I want to believe the Spoo team pulls off the upset here. Gets revenge for their regular season loss.
The real air out of the lungs would be a 4-0 for either team here. That'd be so anticlimactic after we're expecting another competitive Prude game after what we saw in the regular season for one team to dominate here. Would be telling, but also disappointing.
Why do you gotta say that, man?
Because I'm reverse caster cursing.
Doesn't work like that. It knows.
It's too smart for us. As ready-ups are through, we're going to be getting into the game. This is the final map of this matchup between Squirtyay and Run It Back in the first round of Season 17 playoffs. Winner takes all here. First of 4 wins goes on to winners finals. It is Squirtyay in on red, Run It Back on blue.
Sticky's just being long-range spammed over point. Here. Both soldiers gonna kiss
The kiss on pride.
Yeah, Prude on the far side of point. Yate and Dama gonna be the first two going down there. Jay-Easy finding that early stab. Durr gonna be next. Make it 4-0 frags in terms of Run It Back right here. Gonna come out strong right now. Jay-Easy makes it 5. Still no kills answered back onto Rib right now. So
they've tied their mid-fight wins from Asheville already.
True.
They're going to get aggressive onto the enemy flank, already pushing through, but they lose Mori. Yeah, Mori just not able to get a beam on and gets popped up by the soldier and taken down with no Devilman. They just have to get out of dodge here. The push up is through. Jay-Easy going to get spotted by the heavy, not able to find anything on his decloak, and both meds up on 100% Uber, neither died on mid, so we're going to have a really early exchange over the point.
Paharo in deep behind, nowhere to make a play though, likely before these Ubers come out, but Jay-Easy caught out.
Zach.
Bomb coming in, and Ray gonna drop! Mako going right back to those early Asheville rounds. Free Uber called. They're just going to go and get some kills. Chalk caught out as a bit of an overextension. Actually, Frag's now in favor of Squirtyay.
Yeah, spawned this side. They're about to get overran by the spawners. And like I mentioned,
Mako... still in, though. Dirt coming in. That mini doing a lot to deny.
Mori's doing a lot of work, but he's dead.
Mori's dead again.
Yeah, Figsy 2K to clean up that point there. Jay-Easy chasing this heavy. He finds his man. Gets that heavy on a long spawn timer. And yeah, that kill from Mako really was everything. It's opened the floodgates for Squirtyay to kind of walk forward, or for Run It Back to defend for a bit. Jay-Z gonna get that kill onto Scouting, means Poseidon uncontested in the SVS. Run It Back able to walk onto point and get an easy recapture.
Jay's gonna go down, but Spy did his job. Bomb gonna come in right as the point goes through. They will find Poseidon, so that's gonna be a long spawn for the defensive sniper.
Mako again in deep.
Mako in deep, all the way out behind house.
Look at the Zuber.
Medium pass.
Oh, what a headshot! Mori jumped onto the enemy shed looking for damage down, but the second it's unflashed, it's a headshot, and the Uber gets nothing. And Ray's dead though. Mako finds his man once again. Yeah, Mako always does this. He's so consistently in on this medic and gets Scouty too, stays alive. Mako is doing everything to stop this push right now, and he's the difference maker.
Ray's having flashbacks right now, and you just gotta hope for Squirtyay's sake if they're able to kind of reset before they go down 2-0 this
Jay-Z
time.
and Kira.
Yeah,
dead to Mori and Birdo.
That was, I mean, Mori this time not the one dying disturbingly early into these trades, as Jay-Z will get caught out, but Mori still hit up low, forced back onto Cliff. They're just kind of in this in-between position on the two ramps up the point, and you can't play there. This is not Lakeside. You gotta be in or out. You sit on those stairs, you're just gonna get spammed down.
Yeah, that said, spawners and health goes in favor of Squirtyay. They're able to walk on point and get that dry capture. Foxy, 100% Uber now. They want to pop across the point. Dur already dead. We'll see what else can be found with this Uber. This time doesn't get headshot off the top. Kira is down. Dogwet down. Uber gets pretty key combo classes, but Ray is out successfully. Jay-Z looking for Scouty, but can't find it. Paharo gonna go down. Both spies unavailable. Look at this medic flying back. Starts on the crate, lands up with 1 HP. Oh my god, Ray was barely alive there at the end.
Ray's had too many situations tonight to have that one turn into a death as well. That's the Poseidon wins the SVS onto Scouty. Everyone on Rim can play wide. Mako gonna jump up, but force back. That's it. Pickle's still dead. They're not able to push him with 9. Uber popped out now. The one Ray fought so hard to keep. Foxy only at 65 though, and it looks like they are quite out of dodge.
He finds Ray from the side, just undetected. The sneaky Tomislav Heavy gets the med kill. Now they have to choose: do they delay the spawn with 15 seconds left on the clock, or they just do it anyway?
That is a rough call. I think they're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
They did get Ray up. They did get Ray up.
Yeah.
Did he come in from like elbow side, like on flank?
Yeah, he went from the side where the flank normally plays on mid. Just walked right in there with the Tomislav, too sneaky. And yeah, with that, Foxy full Uber ad, 10 seconds left on the clock. 4 run it back here. This round is in their hand. They just gotta take it across the finish line.
And Poseidon already opening up onto Figsy. No one to hard deny this Uber when they choose to use it. Pickle's gonna be next. Birdo hit up low, but will
Mako's
survive.
gonna die.
Let's go down.
On the pack? He landed on the pack. He's
pad.
alive.
Mako is so sharp right now. Uber going forward. Ray gonna be back out through main. Really no frags to be
10
found,
seconds.
but they don't need it. Ray's not gonna have
win the round
Uber.
with air blasts. Leaf can win the round by right clicking. Poseidon's dead. Leaf gonna walk forward. There's scouts here, but
All
the
the
scout is
frags
dead.
in favor coming into
Chalk,
in favor of
they can't
Squirtyay
cross
though.
the laser beam. Chalk. He's the one-man army, but they will take him down with the lock and load in the end. Overtime on the clock for the side of run it back, but they will give up the ghost for now. With overtime, you can extend. You can wait as long as you want to cap. Doesn't have any punishment. They're gonna get their spawners up.
That Uber, despite that you've got 10 minutes left to like 2 and it's a full ad, you can't just use it to get cap and not get any frags. You have to at least get an ammo or something, because they just repushed him with 9. They wasted the Uber to get 10 seconds off the clock, which I mean, getting to overtime is good, yeah, but a little bit sloppy. I mean, they're bleeding players again.
They
Kira
forced
on
people
that
to
rocket mode.
Mako solo forced.
They did, yep, Mako just continuing to be the savior right now for Rib. Fine, he's just got Ray's, put like a GPS tracker on him or something. He knows where he is at all times. RTD beacon, I think it is.
Yep, and now Foxy 100% Uber. There goes Jay-Z and Poseidon, though. No pick classes means that you're not going to have any alternate ways to win this fight, but they're not going to stop. Uber are going to come over the point in just a second. Mori looking for damage, but Figsy denying everything. Will lose her life for it fairly quickly, but it's about the denial. They cannot let this point get capped up before Squirtyay. They have kills, though. Chalk, Foxy, Birdo all dead. They're funneling in. It's almost capped up. The Spy. Jay-Z gets 1, gets 2. Can they finish the capture? Guys, stand on the point. What are you doing?
He's just gonna walk on it. They're so hurt. It's just Yate now.
Just leave.
The air blast not enough. Gonna go down.
It's
They're
so
still
close, but spawners, the point's gonna roll back slightly in time, but the sniper's here, headshot to the scout, but Overheal saves his life. Mori coming in, Poseidon gets the kill to Gate. It's just the Pyro and Sniper, the last bastion.
Yeah, Mori gonna get stabbed. Big prayer, but not enough from Spoo. Cap's gonna come through eventually, and concerningly close round there. If you're Rib, you'll take the. It goes in as a 1-0, but you would have liked for that to have ended about a minute and a half ago.
Yeah, well, with how bad that started for Squirtyay, that coming to a nearly double overtime bodes very well for them and not well for Rib. But in the end of the day, what matters is you got the point on the board. So 1-0 Rib, second mid will save Squirtyay fair any better.
They need to start playing a little bit sharper and not relying on Mako to bail them out of everything by manifesting med picks. That said, Jay-Easy manifests one onto Dotwet on flank.
That's a big one. Yeah.
So that's likely just going to mean that
another one too. Gets down the rocket jump. And there's
Poseidon answering out on the Scouty. They are going to lose Chalk, but that's just as Yate gets forced out of the flank. So Cap comes in, both mids alive, slight ad for Foxy, but pretty solid mid. Mako going to jump forward a bit, not going to overcommit, lands on Frog. They pop Yate up and gets sniped out of the air by
Mori
Poseidon.
needs to live. Yeah, Mori not going to overextend and die this time, so Forward hold does its job, gets them a kill onto Yate. They're just going to back up and hold normally on point. Both meds with the Uber. Last time we saw this position, Ray dropped to the Mako bomb, so we'll see if anything different happens. That one's going to delay their push anyway. Headshot into Kira.
Yeah, where was that? I was walking right out of cliff. Must have been Poseidon playing up forward in Wedge. I want to say to get that one.
Jay-Z's on Ray. He wants the pick. He sees the pyro checking though. He wants to go for it when he's.
No.
Wait, look at the.
No.
What? Revolver 1, 2. Oh my god, that was crazy. Wait,
they got
forced to the pistol. Birdo jumped on the cliff and forced a pistol.
Dolphin, cue up Clown Fiesta. I need to hear some circus
Ray
music after
bumps
that.
into the backfills into the spy, gets forced across the map, and now Poseidon gets another SVS and he's on a 6k. This round is going as badly as it was last round for Squirtyay. Free Uber coming out. It's not exactly free because Medic has been charging for a while, but they do take space with it for now.
That might as well have been a drop, all things considered.
Yeah, it might as well have been. Poseidon's 7k. Kira's dead again. 2 sniper deaths in a row. Mako immediately heat seeking onto Scouty.
Yep, stays alive for a decent bit too. Just, you know, getting chased around, causing chaos, preventing them from regrouping even after they lose their sniper. And now Ray coming in 65, no Uber yet, so this is a dry fight on both sides, but they do have the soldier advantage, which probably feels like having taken down a mini boss.
Just ganked Dur in the side, free pick coming through with the spawn extended, but Poseidon is dead. Paharo doming the enemy sniper, getting a much needed shutdown there on that player. Dawet gonna find Chalk, suss him out of flank, so with that, it is the first cap of the round for Squirtyay. They have some space to work with, they have Uber.
A lot of that went into my 4-3 Squirtyay pred was that Scouty was going to continue the performance we saw on Asheville. Currently, Poseidon 29 points, Scouty now 14, but just gets taken out after he gets a kill onto Gigi. So no sniper now. The Uber gets forced out to deny this push, but only, you know, the Scout and the Edge going down in this. No sniper on the defense because they can keep fighting. Dotwet and Pigsy both going to go down. Chalk standing tall, walking up, leaves when you're going to laser down Yate too. That is going to be the recap coming back in.
Figsy
No
eats a
sniper.
lock and load. Half HP on Figsy, has to get out and get that pack. That means no kills available to fight here. And recapture is easy for the side of Run It Back. They're going to lose Paharo for Squirtyay and Scouty on these bats. Looking for a pick, but ball flying his way. Sniper staring at him. So hard for Scouty to truly get into this game. Mako bombing around the side. Easily gets the kill into Dur, but taken out in trade.
Yep, so trading for the soldiers there, maybe not as good as taking the sniper as Scouty drops off into main, just trying to scope out a pick, but lots of flank pressure right now coming out of Squirtyay. They're going to get Dotwit and Yate pushed up there, forced
Fox's
back
slight
behind
ad.
point.
If they know about this ad, they could use in. Because right now, Bray's committed. Looks like they want to do it. They're going to try. Oh, the drop!
Oh, the reflect play, Bigsy!
Oh, and Kira gets 2 as well. Everybody just gibbed on the combo. Mako trying to force Ray under duress, but saved for now. Oh, that was crisp.
And then you're like, not a whole lot I can do about that. Those pipes come at you so fast. They're usually... you don't even see them. They hit your demo man.
It's
and
just
they hit you for
instantly a
135.
one-shot. There's nothing
If
you
you are
can
not
really
at
react to.
150, that is an instant,
Yeah.
135 that you're taking. They are going to catch Dotwit out, though, but
Good
even
force.
with
Mako
that-
solo forced again.
Yeah, they get the force out right here, and popped up is Kira. Great air blast.
Foxy's dead. Yep.
That killed
Sticky
Foxy. Wow.
Yeah.
That was just greed staying in. Foxy could have been out there.
Yeah, once Mako gets that force, you have to hold your S key and back out. Instead, now Uber going to stay in Squirtyay's favor. This is exactly the scenario they need to make a
They
comeback
extended
here.
Foxy. They thought they spawned, but gonna add another 6 seconds onto that spawn timer. Easy gonna find Dotwit.
I can't believe he kept holding W after he gets the heavy. Like he's not going to get seen, but you know the heavy pick it'll be extended a bit, but they don't have enough players to make anything worth out of it. In the meantime, Ray still this Uber ad 25% about 1 minute deficit, very easily makeable for Squirtyay here as long as they don't lose any key players.
Yeah, that said though, I mean, you mess up once and it's, suddenly you're looking at overtime for Rip. They're getting a lot of pressure. Jay-Z's gonna find Pickles consistently opening things up.
Chocolate
Kira and
Realm.
Gigi both getting picked, and Jay-Z also finding Ray. Oh, he's finding so many kills to open things up. Scouty gonna get one onto Mako, but Dotwet and Collapsing from Wedge not gonna be long for the world. Dur forced out. That cap goes through, and has just one mistake, and Jay-Z combining with Mako is just making life hell right now for Squirtyay. They have a lot to talk about here.
Yeah, I really want to see the logs and the medic deaths because I feel like all of the medic deaths for Ray have been Scout and Spy, or Soldier and Spy rather.
Pretty much. Yeah, we have logs up. I'm taking a look at them real quick. Ray had 3 to Soldier, 1 to Heavy, 1 to Spy. Foxy had 1 Soldier, 1 Pyro, 1 Demo, 1 Sniper. But those 3 from Mako, all of those I think came in the first round. Yeah, 3 out of 4 deaths from Ray in the first round were just Mako coming in and just really being a one-man army.
Yep, those 3 kills plus countless forces is so much impact for running back Soldier. SVS 4-2 in Poseidon's favor. I'm not surprised. Scouty avoiding that SVS pretty much for his life. But this time not able to put up the big frags he was on Asheville, so it is showing. Lower in frags overall by 5.
Yeah, Scouty started to pull it back in the second half, but really for the first round and a half or so, it was pretty much bottom scoring the server. So a little too late coming out of Scouty. But, I mean, if I'm Squirtyay, I'm taking solace from the fact that those rounds were a lot closer than they should have been. Rib is not playing this map with, like, a solid grip. You know, they are very much, you know, the buses, if the bus goes underneath 55 miles an hour, it'll explode.
Yeah, it's just their mechanisms for keeping it up that fast have been working. You know, Mako has been a heat-seeking missile, Poseidon's been doing his job, Chalk has been a nuisance on flank. And even though, like, Mori isn't having his, like, best game, he's still doing enough that the team can just walk forward and get kills with it. So, it's just been a solid performance overall from Run It Back, and it's why they're 2-0 up right now.
10 seconds until live, though. Teams are getting ready to just run it right back. I do want to call a big spotlight on Jay-Easy, as I feel like that was a name we were saying a lot when Rib was winning on Asheville, and then kind of faded once they started losing, and showing up big again fine right now. So Jay-Easy really, I think, just consistently, even if it's kills in like the Engineer or the Soldier, finding those kills in a 9v9 as Spy is so big because it's just one less body your team has to shoot at.
Yeah, he has 500 DPM because he keeps stabbing Heavy. I think he had like multiple Heavy kills. And yeah, it's like a damage pattern, but Heavy can do so much on this map. We saw how much Dotwet can do on Asheville, so just letting Chalk play flank uncontested is just very helpful overall. But we are into the second half here. It's a 2-0 lead for Run It Back. Squirtyay trying to keep their upper bracket finals dreams alive. They need to win it out here. They can only give up one more round before it's doomed for them.
Yeah, if 2 more in favor of Squirtyay, they will be moving on to the upper bracket finals against to be decided.
Yeah, we update from Dolphin. It is 1-1. Witness 1 Swift
Yeah,
Warrior.
that was Swift was quite dominating. I think Lenny is in the midst of potentially putting on one of the best matches.
Oh my god,
but
Mako got
Scouty
destroyed.
rolls Mako out of the air, gonna take that anti-air in his own hands, but Poseidon then right back onto Figsy and Dotwet going down. Pyro even from the
Four
Chalk
pick class kills.
77.
5 pick class kills.
The pick classes are going so big right now. Yate finally gonna pull one back for the combat classes. Gets one onto Mori, but too little, too late. Jay-Z finds another onto Yate. Oh, I think he's got 3 kills on this mid alone.
There were, what, 9 total kills there with 66% of them coming from pick classes?
Might have been 8 to 5.
8 to 6, something like that. Yeah, either way, that was a very chaotic mid. Both meds gonna have their Ubers though. Poseidon wins the SBS into Scouty as per usual. As Uber gonna come out, Figsy Big Air Blast gonna deny that Demo Man, but counter Uber is out for Raid. They're only 6 players up compared to 9, so they need some kills here, but they're not gonna find any.
Well, Poseidon's gonna start out on T8, and Ray caught out, backing out from Stones, sniped by the sticky from Mori. So they needed to find some frags, and find them they do. Jay-Easy caught out in main, taking down Kira consistently. Just a minute, got a pickle before he died.
Yeah, that
Jay-Easy
Uber
having the game of his life right now.
Yeah, that Uber was nothing going for Squirtyay. They lost 3 before it even popped off, and then not able to get any kills. It's perfect collapse coming in from right back. They're now playing forward on their enemy's flank. Dirt, Dead, Mako's been pretty consistently winning those soldier exchanges when they have happened, so we'll see now Foxy 90% Uber everyone up, but Foxy's dead! Paharo finds the crucial backstab in the middle of the entire team. That one is potentially round shifting.
Yeah, I mean, I'd even say salvaging at this point, because things were looking like they were going to go exactly where they have the past few rounds. Not quite going to be caught out, but more evened out onto Chalk and Poseidon. Numbers in favor of Squirtyay right now. This cap should come in quite easily. Birdo, secret agent behind, hiding behind the wall. The mini, not gonna find anything there. Gets put down. Bit of a sad ragdoll, if I may. But still, time advantage for Rib. uber advantage for Ray and Squirtyay, so we may see some sacks here, which I don't think we really have to see
James
from
is
him yet.
undetected. They don't think it's him. He's gonna go get a free sniper pick. One shot onto Ray. Can't hit the follow-ups, but sniper pick is big. 18-second spawn timer for Scouty. The rest of the team gonna ball forward. Mako looking for his man. Just gonna go in behind for now, being a nuisance. He will be back. Just you wait, and the Uber is just gonna come out immediately.
You have to make sure Foxy caught him.
Foxy dipping and dodging 2 pick classes or combo
Rockets
flank.
from Dur.
The body block from Pahar was so big, Foxy could not get out of there no matter
But
how hard he
Mako
tried.
still in behind, living forever. Gets the pack. The man is immortal. Finds Ray to even it out. And yes, they get Foxy, but they lose just about everyone in return. Just as they even up the cap, goes right back over to Rib.
Yeah, Mako's just a one-man army. He's playing such a good game this entire time. Gonna be a key to his team's victory if they can continue it out. Jay-Z barely gets out of dodge there. Gonna stay alive with the fight another day. Meanwhile, Foxy 40% Uber to raise 30, so slight ad. Biggsy gonna eat some stickies to go down. The only player dead right now. Poseidon gets a kill onto Pahara, no spy to worry about. It's a lot of flank pressure right now from the combo of Squirtyay. They haven't tried this yet, so I like that they're at least experimenting a bit, but the question is, can they actually do anything with it? They have forced the opposition out of flank, so it's like now they're gonna rotate the bulk of their combo to point, whereas their heavy's just gonna stay put.
Yep, I'm gonna go back, take that Stones fight. Yate running forward, get some damage onto Nord
It's a
before he's
pipe.
forced off. Scouty finding a big pick to open things up. Dur jumping forward, take a lot of damage, not too much in return. As Jay-Z once again opens up onto Pickles as the
Uber
Uber
out.
comes out. Mori jumping forward. Kira's just stuck
Raise
in.
one.
If the Uber popped on him, Ray's gonna live. Kira just fancy feet dodging that entire Uber from Mori. That's gonna end with them getting the cap back, but they're still a minute down in time.
Yep. It is about even Ubers. A small diss side will be able to be made up for if they build well enough. They are going to get control of the point for now and stall things out. It is even Ubers in the end here. So Mako going to look to get some damage down. He's been such a can opener for his team, but right now, a minute ad on the clock. Squirtyay need to hold on for dear life here as Mori's going to start walking to the point and laying down some damage.
They
Jay-Z!
find the lead, but Kira and Scotty both gonna go down. Jay-Z just getting beat to the first frag. Mori picks up Yate, and that cap goes back so fast.
Yeah, it's 70% for both meds, building identically, and they're okay to give that one up, but that sort of thing can't happen again. Pahara are going to get bottled down to add insult to injury as we're into an awful, awful pause. I hate this pause. I want this pause to go die.
Who did? Birdo crash we're hearing, so Rib pause right here. Could be any point in the future. The round could be over, or it still could be going. Could even be in double overtime as this pause is happening right now, so no way to know, but I mean...
Yeah, at least it's a tech pause, so, you know, this says nothing about the state of the game. 90
hit
seconds
pause,
in the future.
Tab, guess who's at the top?
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. That man is handsome.
Yeah, 18 points for Jay-Z, topping the entire server. He's been playing very well. You just have to give credit to Rib's playmakers. Jay-Z, Mako have been doing so much work. It's so hard to contest when these players just find picks seemingly out of nowhere.
You know, I like that you called Mako a can opener, because I think that sometimes when you look at logs, it doesn't tell the full story, because not all kills are made even. And actually, I gotta stop my monologue as the unpause comes back through. Everyone's sliding around, but time once again heavily in favor of Rib.
Yeah, it has to be some plays out of Squirtyay here to make up this deficit. They do at least have an Uber charge to work with. They're going to line up on point. Poseidon, SVS went to Scouty to start things off. Uber's going to hit on point. Dur dead, Dogwet dead. Jay-Z, 2 more kills as if we haven't said his name enough. Shot going to go down to the lock and load, but numbers advantage. Make it a 3rd kill. Jay-Z, 4th kill. Kills Ray as well. Jay-Z just kills everybody. 26 points and the round is over.
That is... Jay-Z has 26 points in a round. Dotwit has 3. I mean,
it was a 9-class game.
Jay-Z's world, we're just living in it right now, and I mean, not attack, but maybe they're talking about a little bit during that, how do we stop this man? Because all of these kills he's getting are 9v9 opening kills, not like revolver cleanup kills on other people's damage. He's playing out of his mind as Birdo snipes down Hero with the pistol. Leaf gonna get the presumably reflect freighter kill onto Dur. Jay-Z finds Pickles again. It's just bullying at this point. Gonna go down for it, but gonna go in Rib's favor once again. Zag just had to say the 4-0, didn't you, Zag?
Not my fault. Squirtyay can't do anything here. I predicted the Rib win, so you know, either way, at least I got the right side on this one. Shot gonna overextend cheekily for a kill, but will go down. Silver lining, Ray didn't die that mid, so there will be an Uber for Squirtyay to contest with, but they haven't won a single mid so far. They're 0-4. We'll see if they can get anything going. They at least find Poseidon immediately, so nothing gonna be contesting the SBS. Uber out on the point.
Bruno gets launched in great.
Daisy gets the sniper and lives.
About to die. And yep, Daisy, of course, finding the sniper with 9 alive, because why wouldn't?
Yeah, and he lives. They don't kill him either, so he's going to be coming back in. Here's the soldier in. A lot of damage from Duro, but can't find the cleanup kill. In the meantime, Berto and Foxy does, yeah.
Flank, yep, finds Foxy, but tons of kills going back in favor of Rib right now. They could potentially bully them out right here. Chalk getting some pressure, but
you
no.
can't give this up if you're Squirty. You have numbers, you have heals. You got to get these players off the point, and they do find Mori. The rest of the squad going to come in to deny this, and just like that, they have an Uber ad, and they will be getting their first time lead in what feels like a while. So, Squirtyay in this round.
Yep, gonna come in just a few seconds. Right now, pretty big ad for Ray. Gonna see Poseidon just scoping out on the roof, see if he can find anything. Looks left, looks right. Gonna drop down towards cliffside as the replay starts to come through. J-Eazy opens up Pickles again. Because why not? It's just a free kill at this point. Spy is gonna go down though, but that NG dead means no more minis, no one to chase down Mako.
Squirtyay. Ray 1 got popped by Stickies to literally 1 HP. Needs to get that Uber for us. It was a great job by Mori recognizing he had an avenue in, and that Uber is completely free for the side of run it back. You know, they forced that one out, no strings attached, and now they're gonna walk onto point with their spawn advantage. Duro doing his best to stall, but will go down for it. Berto is traded, Yate with some good scattering shots, and Uber immediately popped the second they get it. Ray.
Mori gonna jump in, good flash. Kira popped up, gonna get chased out of that fight. Not gonna die, but they get the space, they get the cap. Scouty thought went dying in post, so there's not gonna be immediate repush right now.
Look at this engineer chasing Kira. 1v1. Can't quite get it. That's a cheeky from GG, but will cost him his life. That's a pretty bad bleed, honestly. That's a long spawn timer, so I appreciate the attempt, but now it's gonna be 8 players alive for the longest time.
Yep, Scouty takes position on the roof. Poseidon already aiming, takes the headshot, takes him out. Dur though finds J-Eazy. No 99 kill onto Pickles this time. Getting hit up lit on the roof.
Poseidon uncontested.
Yeah, Poseidon able to even that out. In comes in Pajaro. Great catch by Leaf just in time. His mid-stab animation onto Foxy right there. Could have been a
That's why there's a Spicicle.
Nah, he got air blasted. Wasn't Spicicle.
It melted too. You'd have a chance on Fing, but either way. It is going to be full Uber for both teams just a second here as Cap being stalled a bit. Squirtyay want this one, but it will be a pop out to stall for run it back. They are going to force it out of Ray.
No one left alive to take this hit on. It's just Kira.
Yeah,
I mean, hit scan to kill Leaf. He's gonna jump up on the roof, gets taken out eventually.
Look at the spy, Jay-Z. He's in, he's out, but here comes Mako, takes the medic super low, tons of damage, but doesn't find the kills. Even so, they still haven't capped. Squirtyay's been getting pressured so hard, but they do find cleanup kills. They're up 2 players, so they will be able to get this one across the line. Cap it up, 30-second deficit, and they're going to keep fighting.
Poseidon. Finally, that feels like it's been forever since he's died, which means that now Squirtyay might be able to get a decent hold put together right now. Slight ad for Ray. Poseidon just now coming back up, but J-Eazy opens in a 9v9 because that's all he does is frag. Pajaro gonna go down next. 9v7, the gun dead, and they're just gonna get bullied off this point again. J-Eazy is just one-manning the entirety of Squirtyay, and it's just a 9v8 permanently.
Not only does he get the opener so often, he doesn't die for it. That's you have to choose your target properly, but also you have to know what you can get away with. And some of it may be lazy checking from Squirtyay, but just getting it so often is such a boon for your team. And Scouty gonna get a kill onto Berto, posted up on the point, looking for something for his team. Uber forced out immediately. Foxy trades it back with Ray. While everyone on point is getting a flash to stay alive, but with GG and Berto going down, it's numbers advantage for Squirtyay.
Great, popped up the cliff, gonna serve that up, but Baldwin and Dirt both dead. Flank fight won by Squirtyay. Mako coming in.
Make it 3.
Good damage onto Pickles. They're gonna slowly kill up, wrap up these kills. Flank fight is more than enough to keep this hold going. They'll briefly lose cap, but take it right back. And Rim's about to put out the victory lap on this match.
Yeah, it is match point. We haven't said those words explicitly, but yeah, if Rib wins this one, it's a 4-0. It's a 2-1 in the series, and it's upper bracket finals. So they're looking to get that one through. They have 20% ad over Ray here, so it will not be an Uber for Ray until overtime. They have to get kills here if you're Squirtyay. They do find Shock, that's a big one, but they lose their heavy. Mori and Leaf dead means they have an avenue to work with. Mako in the back, but doesn't find anything just yet. Kira, well-placed stickies, take down Gigi, and Scouty winning that SVS means that Squirtyay are still alive.
Point capped so fast on Brute that it's so easy to just get a cap once, even if you can't hold on to it. But getting your med out, you got overtime, there's no reason to stay and fight that and risk Foxy dying. Just get Foxy out. Uber comes through, big jump in by Mori, gets the force out onto Ray. It's gonna be a bit of a noodle fight here. Pahara with the counter espionage onto Jay-Z. That is a butter knife coming through. Scouty wins the SBS onto Poseidon, which is big.
Shock's dead.
Go down too.
That one wins the flank fight with 1 HP. Flank in full control of Squirtyay. This fight is looking super good for them. 20 seconds on the clock. Bomb in from Dirt does a lot of damage. Birdo gonna die to the mini. Yate traded out in the meantime. No scouts on the field. Mori versus Kira is so important here as Mori laying down the damage.
Deny it.
Dawit is though. Dawit is.
So much cap time. Mako on the roof getting so much damage in. Finds Kira. That said, Dawit up on Villager doing a ton of work. Has that beam not going to go down anytime soon.
Oh, Figsy, please. Oh, Figsy's dead. Dirv's dead. Has to be Dawit and Scouty.
Shock coming back in. They know Yates coming in. Yates going to be stuck in the corner, but no, they find Shock. A new challenger keeps appearing. They get Dawit. Ray's going to go down.
Yate, mini sentry.
Not enough, and the cap goes over to Rib. It is 4-0 on Prude. Zag Casters cursed us all. To the ending of this match, but it will be Rib moving on to the upper bracket finals. Hard fought 2-1, but after a 4-3 in the regular season, they say, without a doubt, we are the better Brute team.
Yeah, and you really just have to give the shout out to the playmakers of Rib. Mako and Jay-Z having some of the best games I've ever seen them play, quite frankly, in this best of 3.
He's doing 17 and 14, and again, like I was trying to say this, frags are not made easy. If your spy goes in a 9v9, stabs a heavy and dies, that frag is worth more than 2 cleanup revolver kills in a post-fight. So Jay-Z not only went 17 and 14 and top fragged his team tied for the server lead, all of those are 9v9 openers. Like, and yeah, were a lot of them on Pickles? Yes, but you know what's huge? Killing the NG, getting the mini down, and opening up the skies for Mako. Do you think Mako gets all those med picks if Pickles constantly has a mini up and is just playing, defense bodyguard gremlin? Not gonna happen. But Pickles constantly dead to a revolver, if all things. It's not even opening stab, it's opening winning the DM fight, and that opens up the skies. There's no mini, there's no automated area denial. It's so much easier for everyone on Rib to play.
Yeah, sometimes I really wish we had advanced stats for this game, because I would love a stat on about kills when all the 18 players are alive. And I think that would be so telling on how teams end up playing, because some spies only play for those openings, some only play for revolver cleanups, some soldiers play, Black Box and Highlander House and just play for cleanup, some jump in every life they can and top death the server. I think it adds so many layers of analysis and stats to see how these players play, and whenever Rib has these players that consistently play for first pick, for finding ad, and they are hitting, it feels so bad to play against. It feels like your permadis ad.
It legitimately felt like a 9v8 the entire time in favor of Rib. Just someone was always up. Or you're at least getting value trades. You're getting Mako just power bombing in and trading up for Scouty. And if you can permanently remove your soldier for their sniper, every Highlander team with a brain would take that. Poseidon had so much free space because Jay-Z and Mako were both going in and getting picks. And I mean, Mako I almost feel like gets overshadowed there. Despite having an insane performance of his own, just because Jay-Z was having one of the better spy performances I've ever seen.
Yeah, at least from him, I think that's one of the best games I've ever seen him play. As in the end, run it back 2-0 or 2-1 overall on the match, sweeping both Vigil and Prute. Had something to say on Asheville, but Squirtyay did at least fight. They're gonna have to fight it in the lower bracket, run it back. Gonna have a chance for first seed in grand finals.
Zach, I've got good news.
Good news. What is good news?
It's Monday Highlander, baby!
It is Monday, and we have Highlander.
No, not for much longer. It's not.
Only 600 DPM in the half. Jesus.
Insane performance as
We do have word from Dolphin. We're trying to get you guys map 3 of Help vs. Witness, because apparently it's still going on. If you weren't here when we were giving updates on that, it is 1-1. Help actually won on product. Witness had to come back on Help Swiftwater to tie things up. And map 3, what is map 3? Do we know?
It's Vigil, and I believe Witness is already up 1-0 on that.
Yeah, Witness up 1-0. So, I mean, that's already a story that Help won on product.
That is... If you told me Witness beat Help, I'd believe you. They already did it on Steel. You tell me they beat them on product? Especially, and I mean, in case you weren't there, Lenny goes 81-21 on product, wins the SVS 17-3, and loses. I need to see the combined for that match when it finishes, because Lenny might put on one of the best performances of all time. Already sitting on like 120 and 30. Granted, this Vigil, 16-10. A little bit more pedestrian.
Yeah, that's the nature of Vigil.
But at this point, you can have another 16-10, and it's still, you're still looking at 150 to what? 40? 45 deaths? That's ridiculous.
Man's gonna have a 4.0 KDA.
If you ever go plus 100, there's a problem.
Yeah, there's a problem with the game. The sniper class exists. Remove it.
It means that there's some voodoo magic on the Help side that allowed them to win that. You said it at the time. That needs a VOD review, because the people want answers as to how they end up winning that. But I don't think we have anything yet. So, Dolphin, is it looking like we're getting it anytime soon?
The Dolphin has told us to wait. Happy Tuesday, East Coast. Technically, there's a Highlander match going on.
Yep, just not us yet. Interested into this info Dolphin put in chat. It's a server named Cool. And
I connected to it. There's no one in it.
The server is named Cool, and the STV is named Cool. Okay. No, I know we're live, but
no, I said they're live as in
oh, they're live. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're getting anything from them. So unfortunately, I think that's going to be it from us. Thank you for sticking around for this real nail biter of a match. Not the tightest ending, but anytime you see 3 maps, you're happy. We've made it to Tuesday, even if the match didn't. So, Zag, any closing remarks from you?
I'm super interested in what happens next week, because Witness Gaming are very clearly not invincible, and Run It Back are going to want to take advantage of that. If they can go into grand finals with map ad, we could be seeing a very dramatic conclusion to the season. But, you know, who knows? Witness Gaming could just turn it up and back-to-back it. So, still a lot of TF2 to be played.
Yep, I'm not going to waffle on here. I think we're going to call it. So, once again, thank you for sticking with us all this time. And come right back in a week, and we'll be bringing you what will very likely be Rib versus the winner of the Witness Gaming Help match. Looking like Witness at this point, but you know, we thought Help was out of the playoffs and the cast ended last week, and little did we know they're still here playing the Tuesday afterwards. So never say never when it comes to Help. But I think Dolphin, any 6s this week? The entirety of playoffs, Friday to Sunday. So definitely stay tuned. Tune in for some of that. A lot of games going to be taking place over this weekend. Should be a lot of fun. So I casted a little bit of 6s earlier in the season. Looks like there's been some really competitive upper table matches. So should be a good one. Stick around for that, and then come back in a week or so where we'll bring you upper bracket finals here. So I'm Alto, for Zag, Dolphin, everyone at RGL. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.